Hello and welcome back to Arknights. I'm Luce, but you can call me Luce. Today we're going to be continuing up Chapter 9 because I need an excuse to finish up doing the story some more. Because we're in between events once again, and Chapter 10 is actually coming up fairly soon, and I want to be ready for that. Now, this is largely an experiment due to the fact that... I'll spend the rest of those from the last event. But yeah, this is largely an experiment because I want to see how well the live2d model works with a game like this, because my concern is this is the type of game where you need to be able to see the entire screen and easily, and while I can see it just fine on my end, I want to be sure it's not too distracting on the other. So for now, let's enter Chapter 9. How long has it been already since you woke in Chernobog? The span of a blink, like a lifetime ago. You still remember, when you opened your eyes, the light you saw and the voice you heard calling. The distant voice, sorry for making you suffer again. You still remember the warmth of the girl's hand. Doctor, take my hand. You still remember when you left your slumber, the unbearably broken world that greeted you. You still remember hiding among those countless enemies, an unerring gaze. Trying to run? Where do you think you're going? Go, tear them apart. You remember as before, battling wave after wave of hostiles, the catastrophe in taking its callous hold. And the enemy more fearsome than the catastrophe still. Tallulah, I shall grant you an ending that I'm quite fond of. Disappear. Those around you made great sacrifices, paid the ultimate price. Each name, each likeness you firmly remember. Even so, you weren't spared much time to familiarize yourself with all that Rhodes Island is and was. The insurrection in Chernobog was only a beginning. Rhodes Island was pressed swiftly to proceed to Lungmen, because it was more than likely Lungmen would become the next target of Reunion's indiscriminate attacks. Or Misha. To earn the trust of Lungmen executive Wei Yenwu, Rhodes Island carried out investigation in the slums. You remember here you saw the plight of the infected wherever you look. And that plight, the infiltration of Reunion determined to... In that plight, the infiltration of Reunion determined to resist. Skull Shatterer. Reuniting with his sister. You still remember the little girl who has been drawn into all this. She was Reunion's true target. Once kind-hearted by nature, she ultimately chose to take up arms to save her own people. You still remember how she herself never was saved. It was a bit of a clear plot twist looking back, but I guess it was engaging enough that I mean, it's not like it didn't make sense either. They were working towards it up for the entirety of Chapter 3. People always have a way of surpassing your expectations, even more so when it comes to the infected. Power begets madness, and desire begets depravity. They are cancers eroding away at all the good in the world. If you want to keep it, I won't stop you. Just know that one day your room will be filled with masks like this. And people must bear consequences of the choices they make, infected or otherwise. Yeah, Chen kind of took a while before she grew on me. She was honestly just kind of a jerk early on, and it didn't help that our connection with Lungmen was entirely one of circumstance rather than one of desire. You remember how at the same time within the districts of Chernobog, the recon team found Reunion assembled. Huh, they ran away. They had pretty quick reactions, ran away before we had a chance to take action. Disconnected themselves, and took off as quickly as they could. But where could they hope to escape to? You remember as you rescued the imperiled team, the first time you saw the girl who was as Frost. Ah. You still remember this too was Reunion's trick. Reunion's trap. You remember the LGD forces pursuing Reunions to the remnants of the outer edge. The enemy launched their offensive from the inside, with the LGD as the center, and assailed Lungmen. Yeah, that was a surprising trick attack they had. I'm safe now, but Reunion took over one of our important facilities, and now forcibly opening a passage between the slums and outer city. You remember the young inspector swearing to retake LGD by her own strength and defeat the insurrectionist foe within Lungmen. You remember she too went through setbacks, but remained unyielding. Maybe I have changed. As time passed, I've had fewer grievances about Lungmen, and I've been able to place my trust in more people. You're no longer just Inspector Hoshiguma, you're my friend and my partner. Your shield has protected me all this time, so once in a while you should let me be your shield. You're not even gonna blush after saying all that. No matter how you feel, we are the LGD. We aren't rioters, nor are we criminals. We will take back our headquarters, not necessarily for the sake of pride or justice. We will do it because we are the LGD, and we will take back what belongs to us. That's the only reason we need. Do not make Lungmen worry about us. Try to make yourself clear. Obedience, diligence, and perseverance. It is time. Let us rig the LGD headquarters of every last Reunion member. You remember her brimming with courage, bravely charging enemy ranks. Officer, I know what you are. My originium arts only work on the infected. I don't care. Don't you know that you're only going to become his pawn, to be discarded once you've served his purpose? You can have those words back. You remember Rhodes Island making haste, arriving just the battle's decisive moment. The rooftop fight. You're using your own blood as an incendiary? Ha! Do I look like someone who'll castrate you? Only some egotistical newbie would go around committing arson like that. Sorry, but this is one of my fighting techniques. Show yourselves, you have nowhere to hide. You remember the LGD taken back, the horn blown to signal counterattack on all fronts. You remember Rhodes Island and the LGD fighting apart, Reunion suffering defeat after defeat. Just you. Move and I shoot. You still remember at the end of the fight with Lungmen, how Rhodes Island had once again to face the enemy she didn't want to. Yes, you will now fight me. Only one of us leaves. If you can defeat me, it means some will be able to survive. You remember vividly, it was precisely because we both knew, we both cherished the same ideal, and because we did, neither of us could back down. I'm willing to join Rhodes Island. I'm willing to fight together with you against the enemies that infected your way. This is my burden to bear. By the way, I did look at the end of that particular chapter, or chapter 6. Apparently, it's scripted so that Frost Nova is actually classified as an allied unit, a non-hostile. I imagine that's so that if the game glitches and she makes it to the base, you won't automatically lose the mission, but it could also mean something from a story perspective. She was, the instant the battle concluded, part of Rhodes Island. It could also, exactly, yeah, this phrase is why I wanted to go through all that, because it could also represent that she wasn't an enemy in the end, in a way. Aww. And yet in Reunion's crushing defeat in Lungmen has no more than Tallulah moving her first piece. Yet Reunion's crushing defeat in Lungmen was no more than Tallulah moving her first piece. Yeah, somehow she was planning all this. She almost expected it, which Well, frankly, it implies that she sent her own men to death. Exploiting the cover of a sand... Yeah, she sent her own minions, her own people, to their death. That's pretty horrible. Exploiting the cover of a sandstorm, the Chernomog city approached Lungmen. But yeah, that's why it wasn't detected until it was significantly later. You remember, a direct attack using the city as a weapon. That was Tallulah's true plan. In this moment, the firm and resolute Chen chose to leave alone. Rhodes Island, too, chose to abandon coordination with LGD and go onto the fray. We were probably the only ones we could, being independent and all. All the others would have caused a political incident. To make landfall and attack the Chernomog core city and halt Reunion's offensive. Drivers, maintain a steady speed. Check your maps. Use the sandstorm to cover your approach to the core city until you're in range to deploy boarding gear. Engage! You still remember how we returned to the core city, defended by guards every step of the way, and met an old friend. Rhodes Island Guard? It's been a while, Ami. Dr. Calcit. Exhausted of our strength. Put an end to the quandary. It tries to walk forward, but its fragile wings are unable to support its own body. Yeah, somehow Mephisto got changed into some dragon-looking creature. Which is weird, because he used the exact same sarcophagus we did, the player character did, to recover their injuries. We lost his memory and he lost his body. It's so strange. Clearly it's something that shouldn't be used under normal circumstances. There are all sorts of sounds trickling out of its throat, like a river of terror formed from whimpers. Creatures of artificial nature can usually be traced back to aesthetics. Yet don't be fooled by its appearance, no matter how beautiful it may seem to looking at the culprit behind the surrounding devastation. Yeah, Mephisto's power to turn people into zombies was out of control. Its singing prevailed over a mighty enemy. The Patriot. He freezes in place. Something appears to be dripping sorrowfully from his helmet. A minute passes. During the eternity minute, there's no other sounds except for the low rumbling of the moving city. Yeah, it's basically like Kukulin there, a died basically standing up. People is too freaked out to want to approach to confirm the death, simply because, well, if anything goes wrong... Everyone there is forced to confront their own hearts. They may have overcome their doubts. They're no longer at a loss. Chen has tried to run away far too many times, but she has stopped herself. They may have indulged her hatred, fixed and unwavering. The women standing at the core were bound to the final. The women standing at the core were bound to a decisive final battle at the summit of the tower. Yeah, Chen felt it was pretty much her duty to stop her own sister. The Battle of Lungmen drew here to an end. It was as if there were fundamentally no winners or losers. Only each individual settling their aspirations, each headed somewhere different. Doctor, you don't want to talk? Oh, I get it. So much has happened all this time. But with you by my side, I feel happy. There's some things we can't do by ourselves. Rhodes Island, we always press forward no matter what the dark clouds bring, and no matter how many terrible stories unfold across the world. I'll always believe in the warmth of your heart. Welcome home, Doctor. And thus life was able to... Every battle in the standoff against Reunion you can recall. But you still cannot find any recollection of the things that should come back to you. Things of the past, of Rhodes Island. Things you can truly do. You know come the future there'll be more journeys to take. And this is no more than a beginning. Honestly, before I restart, I want to say one thing, and that's that I'm glad they decided to close up the Reunion storyline rather than continue to draw it out. It worked well for its time, but if they kept going, it would have gotten a bit too much. The Reunion, well, a large movement thanks to Tallulah's work over the years, especially in one of the largest countries, and thus one of the largest places you can get your groups of people. Eventually, you start wondering how are they having these seemingly infinite soldiers when they're just a small guerrilla group. They're not a country or anything. Plus, Tallulah herself has a pretty good story. I'm glad we were able to cover that. Victoria 7. course, Victoria's the not Great Britain, if I remember right. The hibernating mountains carry smokestacks high, and the tracks run hauling my home with creak and cry. I found an acorn rolling across the gutter all alone, and it's right by a rivet rusted all of its chrome. Yeah, I'm just glad they didn't drag out the story. They gave it a conclusive ending and didn't worry about killing the pacing like that. Horn, we've entered the warehouse. Investigation team, report status. Leader, vital signs of the southeast. 7 shelves from you moving within 1 meter. Number of heads? 1. Any originating response? None for the time being. Good, hold your positions. Bagpipe? Got it. What are you looking for? Doesn't sound like someone's... Oh, it doesn't sound like someone's singing. Don't get distracted. This means our target's guard is down. Keep to the plan. Wait for my signal, then you charge. For now, moving in. 5, 4, 3, ready. Should I give Pipe a Scottish accent? Or something vaguely close to it? Oh, bunker destroyed. I'll probably just be the... giving her Demo Man accent if I do that. That is the Demo Man from Team Fortress 2. Ah, what's going on? All the smoke out of nowhere. Don't move. Stay where you are. Raise both your hands up. You're Victorian soldiers? Why, what do you mean by that? Aren't you Victorian too? You can run. Shallow to intercept. Oh, later. He's not heading for the exit. He's turned back. Triangle target for the back shelves. If you pick up any originium, fire immediately. Everyone else form behind my shield. Quick. Oh dear. It looks like we got a pretty nasty situation here. Bagpipe, what are you doing? Oh, I'm covering it. Everyone run. You. Leader, no originium response. There's no... that's not a bomb that's under Bagpipe. Oh, a false alarm. And the target? Sorry, I knocked him a little hard. He won't be standing for a while. And where are the boxes? I'll take a bake. All the potatoes and carrots. Cauliflowers too. I squashed them flat. Shame, they seem fine for eating. Stay alert, everyone. Oh, this one. They're all the same. Leader, it's all produce and grains. Triangle. Watch for anyone else in the perimeter. Oboe, search the warehouse for Bagpipe. Signal any discovery. Cello, take this man stuck to the floor and tie him up. Right now, sir, we're going to need you to answer a few questions. I don't know anything. I'm just here sorting the potatoes. Are you from country, Hillock? Yes. Have you heard of a Spectre force? Spectre? What? Don't force mean people... Doesn't force mean... You know, people like you lot, you know, all the soldiers. They took Lori, Julia, Chris away. Is it my turn? Now, I want you to calm down. Listen, we have people. Saw a batch of originium goods enter this warehouse last night. Now the goods aren't here. You need to give me an explanation. Explanation? Is that what you're looking for? You're not just gonna hang me at that. Oh, hey, what are you spinning around for? You gotta care about hygiene. Any leads? Oh, none. It's potatoes everywhere. Our information wasn't wrong. They must have worked in a slight fast. Alright, bring him. He definitely knows something, but he's not willing to open. There he's all the same, dying to find faults in all of us, torturing us. Victorian oppressor beast. Oh, again. Thinks he's gone. Victorian counts as an insult. It's flying over my head. My head. Leader incoming. How many? Prepare to break up. Yes, leader. Update. They seem to be on their own. They're in here. Leader, we're surrounded. Leader, we're surrounded. Going by the numbers, yes. It's, unfortunately, we're just surrounded by... cowards and dead men. Oh, if you listen to the voices, there don't seem to be too many left aside. If I can crack a wall, we got a chance. Don't get too hasty now. I see you've had some very fierce confrontation in here. Regis Commandros, 7th Frontline Infantry Battalion, 2nd Tempest Platoon Leader. Nice to meet you, Lieutenant Scamandros. My name isn't too easy to remember. You can call me Horn there, Captain. Very well, Horn. I'm Kelly, Lewis Kelly. Sorry, code names are not our style. Captain Kelly, you and your troops are presumably also here to investigate this warehouse? Correct. We received a tip-off, too. Then you understand how grave the situation is. A great deal of illicit originium goods were stolen off military transport a couple months ago and ultimately came to vanish in this region. Those can be used as a catalyst for weapons, so that's why they're so desperate to find it. Ahem. I need to remind you, Captain, this misordinance, coupled with the recent thefts in surrounding areas, if fallen into felonious hands, the menace posed will reach far beyond the country hillock. Good, thank you for the rundown. I understand. And we're very thankful for your cooperation. Hill, sir, take this young man, this suspect, back to camp. What? It was mad for us getting this man as our lead. Sir, her spear is obstructing fulfillment of my duty. Bagpipe, let's go. Oh, but our mission. We're on hillock land right now. Captain Kelly pulls out a handkerchief from his pocket and wipes the sweat on his forehead. I'm very glad we could persuade you, Lieutenant. You and this young, well-beared lady and all the others present. You must certainly be worn out by a hard journey, dashing here from Londinium. Yeah, like I said, it's, Victoria is totally not Great Britain. It is our duty as soldiers of Victoria. Yes, quite. Now, if you have the intention to operate in Country Hillock, we're obliged to continue tracking the thieved Originium goods. This is an order from Londinium. I imagine Colonel Hamilton would see sense too. Of course, you may accompany back to camp. Oi, later, do we really have to give them up to them? They have to be doing this on purpose. Ever since we touched foot in this place, they've been following right behind. Right until now, as we caught him. Station troops of the Empire have a responsibility to address any threat to the public safety that arises within their station. They haven't violated any code. Alright. Captain, he's yours. As per code, you may also take part in the interrogation. We hope you recall. Ah, yes, quite in line with code. No, let me go, don't take me. Save my soul, I haven't done anything, I don't know. Ah! Smack. I mean, I'm guessing a pistol whip? That wasn't really necessary. Hill. Tall rabble like him always do make a scene like this. Take him away. Oh, really? What gives him the right? Leader, I think that feeling wants to help him. He's scared to death what's going on with him. Triangle. Here, leader, still in position, outside the same tree. They haven't noticed me. Take a reconnaissance group, keep investigating nearby transport routes. If you find any leads, immediately report back. Understood? Or we notifying the barracks? No need. Be sure to defend yourselves if necessary. Be sure to defend yourselves. Arknight. Dangerous but necessary, the special material widely used. This is the main gacha currency, as well as used for buying costumes and such. A well-hidden enemy might as well be a ghost. Interesting, looks like this is a mostly zigzag pattern. Alright, first mission. I've been debating if I want to put together a Rabbit Knights team. Although I guess if I'm doing this, I'll want some ranged options. Interestingly, by making a Rabbit Knights team, this actually does give value to Savage, but... You know what, let's experiment a bit. Practice. With Rabbit Knights. And yeah, Popukar I confirmed is indeed a Codist, which is the rabbit race, so we'll give them a try. The main issue is there actually aren't that many rabbits. Even if I get the last two I'm missing, April and Leonhardt, that's not a full team, unfortunately. I believe rabbits, horses, and cats are the only ones that have a full team that you can even exchange members with based on the situation. Country Hillock. Country Hillock. A medium-sized nomadic city with a modest distance from Londinium. Main pillars are agriculture and light industry. Not on the closest terms with the surrounding countries. Full mat. I guess that's a cowboy hat. He must be, but the halo means he's Sancta, so he's probably Italian. But we'll give him the cowboy accent anyway. Full match to what the intel describes. Outcast, you there yet? Just made a minute ago. You just slap a tracking device on me. I've called you 15 times since last night. And I took the wasteland route, as if I'd have a signal. Okay, let me get out there. I'm not the one in a rush. Misery's pushing it. You know how he is, little worry wart. Not my fault he can't chill out. He's all wound up, even out on a mission. It's like he's looking to sprout some more wrinkles. Wouldn't be Misery if it was anyone else. Fair enough. So slow, any thoughts in the city? Extremely normal, actually. Extremely normal. Intel might be faulty then. At least there's 30-40 cities in Victoria that scale. No matter how bright the Londinium sun strives, there'll always be its he says that the light can't reach. You've seen the files. You know the country hillock doesn't have any noble in the reins. 2 counts showed interest in the city, but never saw it through. Because it won't make any money? Yeah, because of how ordinary it is. But the more normal a place looks, the better it is to hide in plain sight. No matter when Rhodes Island decides to get moving, this is a good opportunity to scout the area ahead. Gotcha. Just call me if you need support. I only just geared up for Connor country. I'm still close by for now. Resettling infected's not easy work. I'm on basic chore duty compared to your mission, and probably down at some branch office, drinking tea more than half the time. Give me a break. When a storm like this is coming, is a sancta like you gonna be happy chilling with some cup of tea? You know, I'd love to live it up like a retiree. I wonder why I'm not convinced. Anyways, let's just get our jobs done and head home as soon as we can. Unrelated, outcast, but I remember a bunch of Green Sanct operators waiting for you to hold up marksmanship classes. Oh, relax. They need some free study time every now and then, too. Also, I know it goes without saying, but Misery won't get off my back about it. Be careful, outcast. Hope it all goes smooth. Smooth? Sorry, kiddo, but that ain't me. I'm trying to make them sound a bit older, but I'm not sure how well it's actually working. Overcast. Interrogation room, country hillock of Victoria Barracks outside the corridor. Oi, lad, it's so stuffy in here. There ain't no ventilation or nothing. You said the same during the Stockton serial bomb interrogation last year. Well, I'm not gonna get used to it no matter how many times. You might call Cello instead. With her being over 2 meters, she could scare him over into behaving a bit. You punching a clean hole through steel frightens suspects just as much. I lost my head for a bit there. He took 2 children, and then he sat there being so arky about their family. Didn't that steam you as well? Was I steamed? You left finger marks on his imprisonment device with how hard you squeezed around his neck. He pissed himself straight on the spot the shock you gave him. Spat his co-conspirator's name and the coordinates right out, all shivering. Yeah, I think she's supposed to have a Scottish accent. Oh, that's mostly her credit, wasn't it? It was a necessary means of interrogation. Oh, I've never been good with those means. I passed basic interrogation theory by the skin of my teeth. Always copied my friend's homework as well. Then you're in luck. Our principal role today will be sitting on the side, listening. Oh, and thank goodness. Actually, it's almost time, isn't it? Why has nobody come to bring us in? Didn't the captain tell us it was going from 7 o'clock on? It's still 4 minutes to. Excuse me, is Captain Kelly present? We're scheduled to meet him here. I'm not sure. Isn't this interrogation set for 7? I'm afraid I don't know. Yesterday afternoon, we had a man suspected of smuggling illegal originium goods. Do you know where he's being kept? I don't know that either. Well, that's 3 strikes. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if Country Hill kept slightly different time to lend him. Oh, is that even a thing? Seems at least to Captain Kelly it is. Ha! I suppose we'll just have to do what us locals do. Oh, it's 10 minutes past now. Checking the time over and over won't bring our colleagues any faster. Perfect in a way. I need to talk with you about a false alarm of battle yesterday. Oh? What you mean, leader? You aren't getting one past me. I'm asking you, when I gave the order to withdraw, did you jump at that crate instead? Weren't you yelling at the others to withdraw? Before we entered the warehouse, you ordered me to make sure to catch the suspect alive. That was the initial order. But orders are orders, right? We all thought the suspect set off an explosive, didn't we? I judged that was the only way with a chance to complete the mission. If I could block the blast wave. Honestly, given how absurdly overpowered Bagpipe's skill 3 is, giving even that massive defense boost, I would not be surprised if she could survive a point-blank explosive. If I could block the blast wave, I could keep the suspect alive, and you'd all be safe and sound too. Yeah, she was trying to fall on the grenade to save them. Oh, of course, I have no qualms about your shield leader. Remember that time you saved me under that artillery fire from the Sargon mercs? Because I'll never forget that. That is not what I'm talking about, and you know it. And if I'm only supposing, I'm only supposing that there really was a bomb inside that crate, you would have taken grave harm, possibly even thrown away your life. Oh, no way. My skill 3 was fully charged. There weren't any explosives and high spec and stolen goods. Even if someone modified them secretly, the force wouldn't be any harder than Fort Cracker shells leaving combat exercises, you know. I could dig those. Don't be overly reliant on construction and combat. How many times have I told you that? 5? 10 at minimum by my memory. Yeah, and even 5, that's my point precisely. My point precisely. I can't imagine Slim didn't teach you that, too. Oh, might have taught me that. Your smile beaming has no effect on me. I'm your leader. I'm responsible for the safety of everyone under me. I'm sorry, leader. You know what's coming after me. You know what's coming after we return, don't you? You'll have me run laps, no problem, but I hate to go without supper. There's times I have no idea how to handle you, Bagpipe. You're the most outstanding soldier by my command. Given how absurdly powerful she is as an operator, I don't doubt that at all. Your obstinance goes right along with your combat skills, constantly exceeding expectations. Well, it's got to be that way. A mom told me when I was a little of her women must see things through to the end. Not even a hurricane means much of anything if it can't harvest all that wheat before it bogs down. Your precious grains will go all moldy. I was not singing your praises. Forget it. No matter how much I scowl at you, it'll be a miracle if it reforms you any. Oh, believe me, leader, you've got a face far from scary. I've seen plenty enough the sort of eyes all bright, telling people all sinister things, with the worst language Victoria has to offer. Enough. Meaningless platitudes won't affect a qualified Victorian serviceman. You mean to say this does it have to be this way? Damien. No, I mean Barry. He was a good and ever since he was wrong. Guarantee he simply took a wrong turn. You're absolutely right. My apologies. I will follow my orders. Those Londoners are still here. Understood. I'll pass down the instruction. My assurances. I'll never forget I'm first and foremost a Victorian soldier. Oh, leader, checking the clock again? I'm not like you. I can't go blank anywhere anytime. Honestly speaking, I've had that feeling for the warehouse in my mind. I still properly like the song he sang. I imagine a bit. I don't know why. The song would be lovely for singing alongside tractoring. The hibernating mountains carry livestock herds. Staring at me. Was I singing out of tune? You remember the words wrong. Oh, wasn't it livestock? Was it buildings then, or tillers? You, hello pal, do you know what song's words are meant to be? You shouldn't be singing in here. Oh, sorry, did I violate any of the rules? At the very least, don't go singing that bunch of songs in front of us. That bunch of song? I don't get what you're saying here. Are you fiddling with me? Hey, what's got you angry now? Bagpipe? I can't shake the feeling something's off kilter here. You can save it for later. Not talking about... Leader, I think I just heard someone singing as well. You're right. A matching tune comes to the depths of the dim corridor of a deeper tune, rougher, broken up by a few fierce coughs. You think the man's in there? Hey, you're not allowed in! Oh, hey, you the one caught yesterday in the warehouse? Did you mean Damien? Poor Damien got dragged off ages ago. Why? How are we not here? Where'd he get taken off to? Where? You're asking where? He's already... Shut up! Or would you like to go the same way he went? You threatened him? Why in the world... Where in the world did that man yesterday go? Heh, he went home. Let go. Nothing to do with the Spectre Force at all. Leader, let me in. You aren't allowed to converse with the prisoner without permission. I want to see Captain Kelly. Step aside, soldier. I know he's in there. He is not. You were the adjutant at the warehouse with the vile mouth. I remember you. What's your idea? The captain left on urgent business. He asked me to pass things to you. The interrogation ended over 1 hour ago. God, so you mean you went and gave us the wrong time intentionally? A lapse in communication. Not uncommon at all, is it? What bloody lapse in communication? Do you think we're idiots here? Later, they gave us false info and led us up the garden path. That is not the key point. I'm asking you, soldier, why did you show up to tell us information now, since you bided so much time? Surely none of you will mind us wasting even more. In regards to your question... My report. Thank you, acknowledged. Lieutenant Scamandros, an order I received was to inform you of the following. Convict Damien Barry, your individual most concerned, was 10 minutes ago in an attempt to en route seize weaponry and assault military personnel, shot dead. What bloody nonsense are you feeding us? We've seen the lad. He's just an old man. Frightened stiff when he saw us. How would he go attacking a fully armed regular by himself? That is to say, you summarily executed the suspect without trial. I've relayed to you the facts. Leader, we've been put in the dark. Why wouldn't they let us access the suspect? Aren't we on the same side here? I'm still unclear about the reasons right now. The one thing I can't be sure of is, if we want to continue investigating, we've only got ourselves to depend on. The attitude the barracks have is loud and clear. They won't be of any help to us whatsoever. Yeah, it's very clear they're hiding something, and they couldn't be more obvious about it, but of course bureaucracy prevents us from acting on it. Ah, I'm not daft either. I can see they got a mean habit of tripping people up. So what do you do next? We scarcely got a lead, and it's gone again. We need to think of some other way. Oh yeah, just a thought. The man called Damien, and he said he was working out the potatoes. Every outdoor agriculture place in the nomadic city has its own channel for transporting crops inwards. We should be able to find the farm workers' settlement by following along. If we have a chat with his friends or kin, we might find our lad again. That's a very you train of thought. Then you just leave the information inquired into me. Excellent, we begin immediately. Leader, gonna come with? I'll stay to negotiate with the barracks. To my mind, they wouldn't slop out an execution without going through an interrogation. As long as they held one, there will be records. Yeah, they can't, no matter how much they want to keep this on the down low, they have to keep a record of whatever they're doing, in case they need it in the future. Triangle. Leader, we're on the outskirts. Got ambushed? They came out of nowhere and I got rumbled. This lot's combat technician weaponry. They'll full match the previous intel. Even Snare's arts can barely hit them. Damn it. Remember, your main duty is to come back alive. Acknowledge, leader. We'll be fine. Triangle out. This is major intel. Our target, the force they call Spectre, or like, is in Country Hulk at the very moment. The Ghost Crisis.
Operation commencing.
Oh my, I just realized there are no,
Injections ready. Prepare for battle.
Alright, we'll put crews here and hope they can damage. Dublin soldier, a sniper with a double full when refraction res. Okay, so no magic. Got it. Alright, see if the rabbits can handle this. I'm using physical damage, so this should be sufficient.
Please hold on.
Healer. Might be good to put rope here just to deal some damage. Dublin Scout. Actually, I want Savage. I guess I do need to distract someone.
Swordsmanship flows within this weapon.
Nope, that's not working.
We sustained injuries. I need to get the wounded to the rear. Cover me.
Interestingly, it did look like Cruz was handling it on the bottom half, so I think we can leave that to her.
All right. All medicine has been prepared. Injections ready. Prepare for battle.
I should be able to weaken at least one here. Nice, Savage.
Please hold on.
Yeah, she can't do much anymore there, so let's bring here. Poppy car. And I guess Ami in the middle here. I probably could have as a caster, but everyone has huge res, so it doesn't matter too much, honestly.
My sword is cloaked in Sea Child's shadow.
Air Scarp isn't too bad, honestly. It's just that he has the unfortunate situation of having to compete with a lot of really good guard operators.
Anya here, drop your weapon.
Maybe this here will help. Alright, so Bunny Knights actually look like they can handle this mission. No. But I am actually quite close.
Mission accomplished.
Hold on, much threat. I do still want to catch up. If I want to really want to do Bunny Knights, I should really do this here. This was a very easy set of materials. My only issue is Savage honestly isn't very good. Although, I guess, what is her skill again? Precise Blast to most 4 enemies within 3 tiles ahead. That might actually be rather ideal for this mission, so let's do it. A lot better take notes from you, Doctor. I won't lay down. Get her at least level 40 or something, really. There. 4 enemies within the tiles ahead. Do I want to? I'll get more. Oh, darn, I forgot I'm out of those. Well, whatever, I'll get more Keaton in the next event. Valley. 2 range tile and 4 surrounding. My understanding is that translation is wrong. It needs to be, she needs to have 2 or more range tiles in her adjacency range. And once again, if I want Bunny Knights, I should probably be, Alright, let's go here. The bunny team is ready. I think keyword think this should be sufficient to make sure I don't mess up like last.
All right, all medicine has been prepared. Injections ready. Prepare for battle.
I know I won't be able to continue using this team going forward, but I figure it's probably worth trying it while I can before I do the hard missions and I'm forced to use my real team here. Actually, I should probably get the healers out first.
Ready to heal.
My sword is cloaked in Sea Child's shadow. This sword. With what do I answer your failure of justice?
Mission accomplished.
How long do we fight? How long until the flames of anger on this land die down?
Challenge mode of the Ghost Crisis. The HP of the Dublin Sniffer Hounds is significantly boosted. Those standing in sunlight haven't yet noticed the shadows gathering atop their very heads. Alright, once again we're gonna try Rabbit Knights here. Let's see how well that works. Shouldn't be too bad until later, I think.
Alright, all medicine has been prepared.
No, I need someone melee. Oh, perfect. There we are. With how strong Crew's altar is, I should have an easy time at this. Poppycar should be able to hold that by herself, I think. Yeah, this is really good for rope. Last thing I'll pull is the stats aren't too important when there's a death pit available.
Ready to heal.
Keep Air Scarp going if you please. Yeah, this place is pretty anti-res, but that's fine. Rabbit Knights doesn't actually have that much magic available to it. I'm gonna keep Savage and Ami in my back pocket just in case they become important. But right now I do think we're in good shape here. Yeah, Cruz is strong enough, she's taking them out before they even reach Poppycar. Dublin Heavy Defender. Faction is active, res plus 70. Is he going down there? No, he's going here. He's going down here, oh yeah, then I don't need to worry at all. Oh right, it's too heavy. Oh shoot. I need to do practice first. Whoops. Ow, it hurts, they hit me. I guess technically Savage could work out if I, since it's technically Rabbit Knights, I could borrow a rabbit. But there's only, like I said, there's only really two I don't have. I'm not sure if anyone on my friends list even has them, since they're, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure no one on my friends list has either of them up. Those being April and, Air Scarpa.
Operation commencing. Let's go.
Right, okay, so I can't deploy her first. What skill level is ropes 4? Guess I need to master before it goes up. What's our passive again? Auditory training. Obtains physical dodge. It's not bad, I guess. Alright, so yeah, I need to get Air Scarp out first, or Poppycar.
Alright.
Poppycar may actually not be a bad idea for going first. Although, no, let's, because I need to get this guy on the side there. Crews can handle these guys before they even reach Poppycar in most cases. Actually, might be good to use Savage. A little weaker, but again, Cruz is doing the heavy lifting for this particular set.
Please hold on.
I'll save Amiya for when the big guy comes because her art's damage will take care of him where ropes can't. Granted, I could, if I was using a stronger puller like Cliffheart or Gladia, I'd probably be able to handle it just fine. I'd go ahead and focus on Ansel. He's got some good healing going. Let's get Ami out here and have her start charging. Her skill 1's really good. I'll probably master 3 it eventually, but... And Amiya has a team-wide stat boost while her skill's active. No, she has it normally, it just doubles while her skill's active. I don't like the Savage has an offensive recovery skill. But hey, looks like we found our way to victory with Bunny Knights.
Mission accomplished.
Not bad. The main weakness of the team is probably the lack of arts damage, but as we saw, this chapter's gimmick seems to be anti-magic, so shouldn't be too big of a deal for as long as I can use it.
Operation commencing. Let's go.
Yeah, Air Scarp is good, but he's not going to be able to handle this on his own, so I definitely need Rope to help pull some of these in the pit to make it easier on him. Cruz can take care of these guys before they even reach the end, so no need for me to worry about anything there. Yeah, I think I'm going to prefer Poppycar here. Poppycar's main weakness is because she can't reach Elite 2, she can't reach the Block 3 to attack 3 enemies at once. So, which is disappointing, but not a big deal, I guess. Yeah, you guys can continue going after Ansel, he can take care of himself just fine. Dublin Heavy Defender.
Madame Chen's swordsmanship flows within this weapon.
Oh yeah, and just because now that Ami is just on the field, all operators are getting a nice
This
boost.
sword, rock your weapon.
Yeah, don't underestimate the 3 stars of this game. They're actually quite competent. Though I guess many are realizing that now that integrated strategy is a thing, and that really favors lower stars. Overcast, the office. Rhodes Island Country Hillock Branch Office. Good morning, everyone. The weather's not bad at all today, wouldn't you say, Uncle Oliver? Oh, it's you. I was just asking, who else could it be knocking at the crack of dawn? It's a gloomy day no matter where you look. What's to appreciate? Oh, anytime it's not raining is good weather. I have heard it rains quite a bit in the British Isles, yeah. So to get in country hillock, for whatever it matters, how do you... Oh no, the day's not gonna turn to clear skies. Alright, fine, you got me there. Shredder, stop your dilly day. We haven't got anyone dropping in, it's just Janie, the daily ditcher. Oh, you want to talk, Shredder? Come over here and come with us. I bought you a coffee pie today and some sort of... Ed, Da sent me some tea last week, so I bought that too. Uncle Oliver, is there any evaporated milk left? Leftovers started molding ages ago. That bloody man never remembers to go buy any. Isn't it your turn for the shopping, or am I hallucinating somehow? Fred, Will, we need your thoughts too. Alright, not worth crying over this little spilled milk. I mean, quite literally. Look, what's any of this? Freshly new evaporated, some cheese too. Pick up a long way from the morning market. Here, you can have them. I want to try making milk tea forever now. I think you'll like it at least, Uncle Oliver. Still no one more considerate than you, Janie. Yeah, well, you'd better learn well. At least don't start acting like the man next to you with Shredder for a code name. The shortbread tastes delicious. Oh, right, Miss Willow, isn't your senior officer going to get on her case for running here every day bring us breakfast? Victorian Army's rules are fair deal strict, if I recall. You need not worry about that. I'm a guard of honor. I'm only good for big events. I'm guard of honor. I'm only good for big events or recruitment drives. They don't have much use to put me to. The sergeant major wouldn't even think about me most of the time. Besides, it's not like I don't do anything proper. Every morning when I get up, the first thing I do is pull this banner off its support. While I wait for the flour to ferment and the coffee to brew, I'll straighten out the creases bit by bit. Once the shortbread's done, that means I'll have to wash the flour off me. It takes time for my hair to dry naturally, and that's the perfect time to care for the flagpole, let alone shine like brand new. Uncle Oliver, don't rush to pick up your tea yet. It is much too hot. For a complete morning, everything needs to glow gorgeous, no exceptions. Only then can I bring joy to you all. That is my life's creed. What's a pie like today? Shredder, you want any more? Perfect, just like every day before. Really, let me try some too. Seems I put too much sugar. I'll make sure to watch out for that tomorrow. Well, I'm not going to tell you off for being lazy like they do now, Ms. Willow. Janie, that's what everyone calls me. Alright, Miss Jane. My honest fear is they'll want me spending every as amply as you do. Oh, no need for that. I'm not like any of you. There's only so much I can do for the people here. And I think the tea's about temperature now. Just make sure to stir it a little before you drink. Ah! You sent the ball flying, Craig. I'll go get it. Oh, poo. Went off the building. If you actually hit any of the grown-ups, you're in for it. Last time didn't Carol get... Someone's come... Let's run. Whose ball is this? Is it yours? Craig, come on, don't forget the ball. No, that ball's left to me by my dad. If you're too shy about it, I won't hand it back. Come on, hold your hand out. Are you gonna be... Oh, why would I do that now? Your clothes got dirty. Oh, that's me being careless. It's no matter. All the other grown-ups like you, they don't care if it wasn't me who got them dirty. They just always beat us, but not with our hands. Not with our hands. They kick us instead. They shout aloud. Oh, that means they're definitely not your friends. Do you live around here? I think I've spotted you before. Doesn't your mom spell apples the crack of dawn down the alley at District 17th nearby? Your family's apples are scrumptious, not too crisp, but still very sweet. Perfect for making apple butter and spreading it onto bread. How about this? I'll put the ball on the windowsill and you come to pick it up, okay? Huh. Hold on, slow down. I got tea in my hands. It's gotten your hair all wet. Let me wipe that. I'm Janie. What's your name? Oh, Craig. It's your mom looking for you. Quick, you gotta go. That's supposed to be what... They're certainly making her seem quite Disney princess-esque, aren't they? Got into a commotion outside? Oh, just children playing ball. Oh, it was a bunch of rotters all higgledy-piggledy in the streets first thing in the morning. I bet it was them who broke the last window pane, too. Children, you know, I broke the man next door's flower pots when I was young. My dad gave me a real talking to for that. Oh, you laid hands on that boy? Just now? Yeah, if I didn't wipe his hair clean, he'd be sticky all day. His father passed away half a year ago. Poor bloke, caught oreopathy. There's a lot of that. There's a lot. Because of that, most won't dare touch him. Oh. Workers fairly strapped for cash. That Orion byproduct processing plant has a partnership with Aneke. But they won't give full amount to prophylactics. It's normal for you to hesitate. In their neighborhood, that's one about 5 houses turning out to have orthopathy patients. They do care for one another in a sense. If those soldiers weren't here... Shredder, you lost track. It's alright, you're just stating the facts. I've heard now. My coworkers treat the orthopathy sick. No, not just sick. They got the wrong idea about all these residents. I don't think the same way. We're all Victorians, aren't we? The days might be a little hard on them. I understand full well. But I hope for them to live a little happier as well. What do you think? Should I have given better to that child? Don't force yourself. What long faces for? I'll bring the playing cards. Wasn't it you who suggested a spot of tea with cards, Miss Jane? Well, yes, Will's right. The sun's poking out for once in a while. It's not waste good weather. Take a seat, everyone. I'll pour you some tea. There's still plenty left in the pot. Is it me who's won again? Well, now it's too early to be full of yourself. You're on shift tonight. What? How is it me again? Not clicking? That was our stakes. Whoever won is on broom duty. File sorting, buying us afternoon tea. Oh, can I get a re-deal? Uncle Oliver, your jokes are putting Will into tears again. Isn't that the fun of a game of cards? Ha ha. One small tip. Next time you try second dealing, remember watch behind you. Who's talking? Ah, it's Outcast. Now, side note, the tea is an excellent brew. Hello, who are you, Bee? She came in suddenly and none of us noticed her. They call me Outcast, my young Vivorian beauty. Sorry I tasted your tea without asking. Seeing as how I rushed all the way over here, I hope he won't mind too much. Feel free. If you hadn't eaten breakfast yet, would you like to try some of the pie I baked? It might be a little sweet. I'd love to. Everyone who knows me knows I love sweets, especially the Victorian kind. You gotta bake this like this to fancy adorable perfection. Huh. Thank you for the encouragement, Lady Outcast. Outcast? Nobody calls me lady, really. I'm more of that last type. I know you are. Remember, Will, clean up quick? I thought you'd be here 2 days later. Last message you said you just passed the border. I couldn't help it. I haven't been to Victoria in over a decade. Some parts are a bit more crowded, but just like me, the years are starting to show in a few places. If I hadn't hitched a ride in the wrong way in Country Peninsula, we would have met last night. Cough. Your understanding, please. Country Hillock's not the biggest spot on the map, and we rarely get elite operators at our branch out here. Last time I was out near Minos Fieldwork, I met Storm Eye. That was 2 years ago already. Elite operator? Just the name sounds like a force to be reckoned with. Rhodes Island gives different work different people. That's all. Besides, I'm pretty much just a civil servant now. I only came out to Country Hillock to fetch some data. You're too modest. On the topic of data, did you want to see our finance forms or the ledger for the inventory? Now hold on your beastie. Hold your beasties. We're not that pressed for time. No need to hurl a starving girl like me straight into work. It's only fair. Let me steal a breather here and there, right? Huh. I can sympathize greatly. Hope I haven't disrupted your little R&R here. Outcast casually picks up a card. Thin, no more than paper. It spins 3 times and a half at her fingertips, then goes into a swish. Whoa, where'd that card go? Right here. It's back. What marvelous split arts is this? It's just a little sleight of hand. I got this gloomy-looking friend who taught me. Whenever I want you concentrating on my fingertips, this method works wonders. Are you all a little more relaxed now? Please sit down, Oliver, Shredder, Will. Bless you there, kiddo. Stay in the corner. You must be Fred. Put that folder down. Enjoy a little break with us. A chance like this doesn't come every day. Are you sure this is okay? Or would you rather see a little magic trick where in 10 minutes this haggard stranger out of town dies of boredom? Let's see. Please, continue. As for me, I still want a proper taste of this fine black tea with evaporated milk. That sweet, scrumptious pie. Ah, there's more shortbread left here. There's still more shortbread here if you feel hungry. Oh, thank you. Now this dessert hit the spot. My stomach here hasn't been happy in a while. My tongue was beginning to really miss flavor. Now you, cute little miss. I'm Jane Willow. Well, that's a lovely name. I'm gonna guess you're old enough to drink then? Oh, I've long since been of age, lass. Outcast. I'm serving after all. Oh, that gray Victorian military form sure falls flat under shimmering blonde hair. Oliver, count yourself lucky. No matter how dull and cloudy it gets, you always got sunshine indoors. That's true. Little Janie here's brought us a mound of happy days. Oh, listen to you, Uncle Oliver. You're the ones kindly letting me in when I've already snuck off from the barracks. I'm actually a tiny bit surprised seeing you getting along as well as you do. Jane, if all Victorian soldiers were as lovable as you, we'd lose at least half those awful rumors making their way across the world. Oh, thank you. If I haven't misunderstood, I assume those are compliments. Even on my way here, I saw some not-so-pretty sights, but anyway, that's not going to dampen the joy of meeting y'all here. Oh, I'm very glad I could meet you as well. Well then, a toast to our encounter. I came here in a bit of a hurry, so I could only bring some regular old gin with way too much lemon, because that's how I like it. You folks might find it a little too sour. Oh, we don't really drink on work hours. You killjoy. Alright, that's on me for being sloppy. As a Rhode Island operator, I can't be an exception. Let's just have some tea. Oh, I didn't think, Sally, Janie looked too young to drink, honest. I mean, you sure she doesn't look as old as Outcast, but... So, who's dealing next? Me. Need a little blessing from a Sancta. As long as it turns out, well, a little pain is no problem. What's the challenge mode mission for these here exactly? For this one, I mean. Attack and defense of the scouts and heavy defenders are significantly increased. Also, I probably could do this one, but I want to get some more story progress done, so I'll do it later. Maybe once I need to break for her food, I'll do that. This one looks like it's going to be very interesting. Basically, while there are two, I can block one and have a lot easier time. This actually looks like it'll be perfect for Aerscarp. He can not only attack everything he's blocking, but anything blocked by an operator surrounding him. Alright, let's start with the practice. Rabbit Knights ride again. As the wind combs through the golden wheat, the forest of wild wee pipes steal and clank and beat. I found by the edge of my plate my dear love true, following a firelight straight from the blue. Oh, so that's how the second half of the song goes. How sad. Now Damien's gone. He won't even get a decent burial. They never get him back to us. All they do is scorch him to ash, scatter him off the city, treat him like dirt. First it was Lowry, then Chris. Now they caught hold of Damien too. Gran, and then Sean. When Sean got arrested, they all said he caught Ori up with the, "No, Rowan, don't go, Sean. He caught it being careless. He was a hard-working, loyal man, a poor man, and the only thing he ever wanted was a better life for me and my son." Gran, haven't you figured it out? We're just a bunch of rivets to them. Of course they toss us away without care when we rust. And even if we haven't rusted, as long as we don't fit too well in the city's machines, we got the same fate. Nothing changes. They never gave a shit we were catching our empathy one by one. Every month they give out those drugs, the other workers get their whole lot. We can only expect a half, maybe even a third. All those protective suits, how long has Sean been wearing this for? 5 years? Bloody hell, 7? How many times have we snuck out of bed at night just to patch it up? All those laws, standards for their benefit. Us, we're only fit to eat potatoes and rotten apples they don't want. Means nothing against the age of plates of the city that's soaking our sweat. We're only fit to waste our lives away day and night in factories, and once we can't work any day, we fall ill one by one just like they wanted. The way this is going, yeah, embittered man sure is accurate. It's like they're playing dominoes, wiping the Terrans off us Terrans off their own city. Unfortunately, it's hard to not empathize with where he's going. Oh, stop it, I'm begging you, Ronan. Nothing you're saying really did any good. Just look like Claudia and her kin stood over her, crying over their own son, their own brother. How many loves do you want lost? How many more hurting over what your anger did for them? It's the murders that brought this hurt. They're killing us one after another. Times with sickness, other times with mortar shells. Brian, don't deceive yourself any longer. This morning, a few came looking for me. The O'Briens, Connor's brother, they decided to join us. It's been hard getting by for you and your kid. We understand. This is a big moment. We need to help each other now more than ever. You'd better keep far from me and my child, Ronan, seeing as how my Sean got well enough with your lot. I have to go. You see that one over there? She's wearing that uniform. You know our rules. I trust you, and I'm asking you to trust me once more. If you got your mind, you can tell sorries. Hello. Oh, yeah. Hello. Hello. Oh, do you know Barris or Damien Barris' family? She said. Oh, I heard you singing just now. I'm not in the wrong place, am I? I don't just search you for, but Damien's mom and sister know nothing. Oh, do you have any special good friends that work at that warehouse? We know nothing, and that's the truth. Peggy, please don't take me. Oh, I'm sorry to get close. I've no intention to hurt you. You seem awfully scared of me. Is something off on my face? Nothing at all. If you allow me to go home, I still have much fruit this morning, and you go rot in no time if I leave it. Hi. Hey, is that Captain Kelly? Claudia, I want to see you for one moment. Claude, I want to see you for one moment. I want to know if you and Fiona are still alright. Yes, my mistake. My hands were tied. Of course I remember all Damien. He was the boy of my sister. I watched him grow up his whole life. The day I was transferred back from Peninsula to Hillock, he set his idol wisp in my cap and his two hands. He was so little then. I'm sorry I shouldn't be telling you this. You're right, I've been good for nothing. I haven't faced the return here. I wasn't time to stop him when he got involved with that group. I couldn't disobey the Colonel's orders. Not only that, I have to do this. This is all for Country Hillock. I love you all in this city. I can't stand goggling while that bunch tear apart our homes. I understand, my sister. I'm not asking for forgiveness or anything. I'll be going. You and Fiona, take care of yourselves. If I can find the time tomorrow, I'll see you again. Oh, cough, cough. What are you? Oh, just a boy. Are you hurt? Don't run too fast now. It's been... Oh, hello, infected panda. Chicken nuggets, cheese pizza sounds delicious. Though when I break for food, I've mostly got some spaghetti and bacon ready. Here for my own meal. It's an interesting combo, but I've quite liked it myself. And I'm not usually a pasta lover. Oh, it's been decades. I still never looked over the road here. Traitor! What did you say? Traitor! Quig, what are you doing? Get back here now! And what's that ball in your hands for? Oh, forget it. You're always gripping that ball wherever you go. Were you off looking for Connor's brother again? Oh, Ronan's told you, hasn't he? Oh, look at your hands all covered in soot. Look, it's like you're digging through a mine. You come with me to the morning market from now on. You can't go looking for them around this time anymore. I can't let you become like them. Traitor. Boy, wasn't one bit wrong. The captain stands still for a moment, repeating the word once, twice to himself, finally before he decided to leave. His head is hung low as can be, and he doesn't meet the gaze of a single person more, including those young colleagues of him that rush his way. Oh, hold on a moment, Captain! You, what are you doing here? Pack off home if you know what's good for you? We told you, you're not allowed to congregate in the streets at this time. This is our home, it's not us to go packing. Who had the lip to say that right now? What are these, wilted leaves? Step forward right now. You rabble, watch I don't. Brandishing a bolt on the streets far too brandishing street on the bolts on the streets far too dangerous. Who are you? I'm here on orders, come to investigate the case. You here for the murder at the bar? Murder? This robber I hear that killed plenty of ours. Damn Barry? Right, I heard he's been put to death already. I suppose it wasn't you lot who caught him. Nicely done. Oh, we didn't know yet when we caught him. Was he really part of the Spectre Force? Who gives a shake what he was? Serves him right. Hey, did you hear me? No congregating. Each and every one of you, whatever secret business, you'll all be treated as suspects. Bloody ass liquor. Oi, don't get carried away. Look, most of them are just plain city folk with a loved one dead, and they're grieving for him like human nature would. A rotten potato? I see you spoke for them and got battered, right? You're so keen to stay in here, stay. As long as I make sure the rabble behaves off, I'm done. My rotten luck getting the patrol duty. Riff Raff, I'll say it again, no congregating. Oh, it's one more and more rotten leaves, eh? Come this way. And what? Reporting in 9th Defense attack. Reporting in 13th Defense currently in firefight. Send notice one more time, please. I want to see Colonel Hamilton. The Colonel's handing out urgent affairs. He said that 2 hours ago. I've already abided by the strict process. I submitted a description of my duty yesterday when entering Country Hillock. If the Colonel won't let us take part in the suspected interrogations and goes to lengths to execute them beforehand, and presently refuses my request to meet him, to anyone else, don't you think this conduct might be taken as a deliberate hindrance on our fulfillment of orders? I have no authority to answer your question, Lieutenant. Oh, that's fine. I'll say my part, and it's enough if someone listens. I said it before, the Originium products thieved are not small in number. It's sufficient arms to allow a detachment to attack a small town, or bomb a medium nomadic city's sport tracks. Who would want to obtain these products? Ordinary bandits don't need them, and cost way too much to smuggle them out, and Victorian military goods in this great bulk. Even a Sargon black market under Columbia's protection wouldn't dare provide a means for such a deal. Wolf lady, yeah. Looks like it, going by the tail there. Who is left? A private arms dealer? Money making off the cost of remodeling? They haven't got the appetite, let alone the guts. Only a well-trained unit, well-versed in military methods, would dare take something that kind of heavy military equipment, and could evade our spies on top of that. If this unit got a hold of that large quantity of originating product, what would their goal be? Conspiracy to overthrow? Taking the chance to embezzle far removed from Londinium? Colliding with outside powers to fill the pockets slowly and steadily? Lieutenant, no need to panic. This is all baseless reasoning. No thanks to whomever keeping me waiting. I can't get anything done like this. Subdued communications. Lieutenant, the Colonel says he'll be here imminently. Alright, we're gonna stick with my rabbits
Operation
team, see how that
commencing.
works.
Let's
Oh my.
go. Incoming! Ready all members.
Air Scarp here. Holy crap, that's a caster there. There we go.
Madame
Let's get
Chen's
Ami here then,
swordsmanship
so that she can
flows
charge up
within
her
this
skill.
weapon. This sword, rock your weapon.
Alright, Air Scarp can all these guys, luckily. I might want to get Poppy Car to help back him up. So let's do precisely that.
Please hold on.
There we go. Alright, those are dealt with, so I can retreat all these here. The increased resistance is a little annoying, but I should be able to handle it just fine. Yeah, Ami is almost taking care of him. The rabbits are doing some pretty good work, I'd say.
First aid box. The medication is here. Take it.
Oh, shoot.
This sword do not.
Oh my, 4 attacks at once? Crap.
Ready to heal.
Unfortunately, I do think this isn't going to work with Rabbit Knights. My regular team will handle it no problem. It should be
We've
pretty
sustained
easy, in
injuries.
fact.
I need to get the wounded to the rear. Cover me.
Yeah, I'm going to have to use my regular team to beat this one. Instead of rabbits, we're going to go with the main team. Should handle just about everything. No Rabbit Knights. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of them aren't even that well built, if we're completely honest. Like, Savage and Air Scarp would definitely appreciate being Elite too if I were to do that. And I'm also missing 2 rabbits, April and Leonhardt. If I had those, they might help a lot because both are ranged, and as you can see, I'm missing a lot of potential ranged units to take out enemies here. But yeah, I need a lot of ranged support here, so... Speaking of which, let's swap Ak for Ash, or... Actually, yeah, Ash would be ideal for this mission.
Let's get our heads in the game.
Ash is especially good against those casters because she throws a grenade when you first bring her out.
Anyone we've left behind?
I'll
quell
face
the
thorns
enemy.
this way because these heavy armor guys are my main concern.
Let's go.
Yeah, see, Ash stuns them so they can't act for a few seconds, which is good because holy crap, they do a lot of damage.
Ready to go.
And for a skill, she throws another grenade if I can get it in time.
Stay clear
There
of
we
the
go.
blast.
Damn it. Not fast enough. After a treater, I guess.
Don't you fret. No matter the environment, I can see them just fine.
Okay, so yeah, when I deploy one of the ranged units again, I'm gonna have to use, I should use gravel here to help out. With all these, I could probably use bagpipe to help out too, especially since all her kills will, grant me more DP. There we are. Saga took care of it.
Let's go.
Yeah, this is easy when I'm using my real team. Yeah. Well, the anniversary gives a free 5-star ticket, so I can grab April or Leonhardt with that once it arrives.
Dear me.
Take care of that, will you? There we are. Thank you, Kira. Bagpipe, use your skill if you please.
I'm all stocked. Stay clear of the blast.
There we are. I'll put gravel here so she can take the caster's aggro here. There we are.
Mission accomplished.
April's nice, yeah. Between her and Leonhardt, it's a bit rough, but I might go with Leonhardt because I'm lacking in a bit of magic damage to the team. Also, I was about to say Leonhardt's probably one of the best, easily one of the best splash casters, but then I realized saying the best splash caster is kind of damning with faint praise because they're all kind of, yeah. It might be better to say he's one of the least bad splash casters. As for why Rabbit Knights in particular, honestly, I was wondering if I should start going for a theme, and a friend suggested rabbits, and I thought, you know what, maybe. I have most of them is the good news, but I am missing 2, which is unfortunate because they're also 2 really good ones. I mean, Airscar, for as much as you can easily crap on him for being a bit disappointing, he's mostly just there he's mostly disappointing because there's so many broken guards in his class. Lord guards are insane good. Sniper Knights? Ah, nice. Do you use April often, then? Oh, let me do the story here and I can continue talking about when I actually have them available. Oh, that took a belt and then some. Missed Captain Kelly at the end. Here, take this hanky, wipe yourself off or else the smell of rotten leaves will stick to you. Oh, thank you. I don't imagine any of our soldiers, apart from Captain Kelly, visit with District 17 on their own. All soldiers, you mean like your one too? Oh, be quiet. I slipped down secret, I can't do that in uniform. You're not gonna make anyone happy taking a shortcut to the barracks through here in that getup. Oh, really? No wonder I barely said anything for us. There was a bombardment of all gone-off leaves and fruit. Are you in transfer? Oh, kind of. I'm here from Londinium. Oh, well, Londinium. I've never been. It must be miles larger than the country hillock here. Does the shard really go 300 floors up? Is there really a teleportation circle buried in the mound underneath the Academy of Science leading to miraculous space where the first Dragon King's jewels are kept? Jewels? Never heard of them. But I do know the high-speed terrestrial warships look like what high-speed terrestrial warships look like when they leave the factory. And I've seen Hydrophonics Workshop. If you want to know anything about that sort, I could definitely tell you. Warships, Hydrophonics Workshop. Doesn't that sound too much like Londinium in novels? Sorry, don't let me distract you. If you want to investigate, I'll probably be it'll probably be hard to ask on any of these streets. Might end up like this again with, oh, we're getting a stink all over me for no reason. Got off late, you're not that stinky. These residents often have clashes with the soldiers. Used to be just a minor friction, but it's been getting a lot more tense lately. It's indeed like you've been hearing. There's been several cases of our soldiers getting targeted attacks, stretching everyone's nerves close to the limit. Could really be the Spectre Force. That's weird. They don't target ordinary soldiers before. Spectre, what are you going on about? Nothing. Speak. No, that patrol there was calling people the Tata Rabble. Hold on, don't just say that out here. They'll be eyeing us. What are you hoping to take away even more than a rotten veg? Ah, I gotcha. Are they really not Victorians? Of course they're Victorians. I'm getting more and more lost with what's going on here. Some people will choose another word. Yeah, the one you've been hearing, Tarns, that's their identity. You have both locals themselves would call them that, as well as a decent portion of the soldiers. Now to put fine point on it, I've heard the term before. In novels, in history textbooks, right, they've always been here. Over 100 years ago when it wasn't Country Hillock yet, and we still had built our nomadic cities, back when the grass all across the vales was as far as I could see, this place was their home. I still remember of the legend of the Draco King Gale. He was born right around here. Tara was the very name of the region back then. Right, I've read heaps of novels about the saga of King Gale. King Gale led the Talons in a conflict against the first Aslan king, but a few years later he signed a peace treaty along with the ruler of Londinium, didn't he? And here I was thinking, after all that, the word Tara just kind of fell away. Before I came to Country Hillock, I thought the same. But Victoria's always changing, isn't it? Us of Avera don't always live here, but we're all Victorian citizens now. If everyone's minds went like that, we'd avoid plenty of conflict. No need to get you down, though. The whole reason here is to uncover the real enemy, stop clash getting any bigger, isn't it? So you'd rather not leave, even if it means getting a head full of rotten cabbage. I think I'm being a right dunce, don't you? Not at all. In fact, actually, you're amazing to me. The patrol just now, I've seen masses of rough attitude like that. It's not like I want to stop it, but I'm guard of honor. It's all I am. What's so bad about that? You're a member of Victoria's army too? Of course, you got the power to change the situation if it doesn't sit right with you. Do I really? Oh, thank you. The first person who's ever told me that. Next time I'll give it a go, I guess. Oh, is there anything I can help you with apart from picking these leaves off you? After all, I don't want to see this conflict boil over either. Let me think. Do you have any local friends you're kin? I want to ask whereabouts Damon Bear usually went. Friends I've got. Cyros might know something. Give me a way to keep in touch. I'll visit the newspaper in a moment. Don't think the Sergeant Major would mind if I'm missing today. Scarmandros. Colonel. Dang, that guy's channeling General Hacks from Fuga Melodies of Steel, and that's not a good thing. I once saw your father over 20 years ago at a ball the Duke of Castor was holding. Of course, I was still a bottom-rung guard back then, so all I had was a glimpse from afar at the Wolf Count of Legend. Not long after, I heard deformed feathered reptiles struck illness into him. A deformed feathered reptile struck illness into a metal Londinium beast-life god, and he quickly took leave from aristocratic circles. Ever since, he hasn't taken a step beyond his manor at Portsmouth. Is your father still in fine spirits? Thank you for your concern. I hope reminiscing over these years, old affairs hasn't eaten up too much of your precious time. After all, meeting with you doesn't prove easy. You don't resemble your father. As is clear, my father did not have the opportunity to serve the Empire's army like you or I do. Honestly, the armaments that Horn has kind of look like the weapons Rosmontis has. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, honestly. Though Rosmontis mostly got hers from Rhodes Island, so they probably got them as on auction or something from Victoria, especially since they seem to have good enough terms with Victoria. They have their own branch office in the area. As is clear, my father... Oh yeah. Considering the theft of these military Originium goods couldn't possibly relate to him, maybe we don't have a need to probe further into his life. One's background decides what kind of person one becomes. Would you agree with that? I believe one has a right to choose one's own future. Listen to that, how befitting an answer of someone of your status. The progeny of the Aslan's Aid, first-class honors from the Royal Guard Academy, a Londinium army upstart. Of course you believe you can change anything and everything. I have no intention to make such changes, Colonel. You don't need to worry about our squad potentially impacting your command of Country Hillock. For a joke, I don't find it humorous at all. You can't be so arrogant as to think I'd occupy myself with a paltry little lieutenant. I've met people like you plenty, always skin-deep, superficial. I've deigned to meet with you because I want to tell you this. Don't interfere with things beyond your ken. I'm sorry, I cannot agree to that. The orders we received were to ascertain a lost Originium product's whereabouts. If you just stay still and wait where you ought to, before long you may accomplish your duty and return with all the ostentation you like. I don't need that ostentation of yours, and Victoria needs it even less. I'm not in the routine of reporting back to a hurriedly lopped off. I'm not in the routine of reporting back with a hurriedly lopped off head. Sans trial. Ha ha ha. You're telling me I have a disregard for human life, and you believe those people truly innocent? How ridiculous. Just 10 days ago, 3 of our soldiers were burned in cold blood. James Coy, Robert Boris, Jeremy Brown. When Cohen's wife wrote to tell him she was with second child, she had no idea that her husband had a hole gruesomely blown in his head. Boris could have left his place once midsummer passed. He mentioned he'd go back to continue his family after his retirement. And Brown, he was a bright young student just a year ago, not even 20 when he died. I give my profound regrets for their sacrifice. Regrets? What a weightless rhetoric, just every word that wafts out of your mouth. That's exactly why all of us want to catch hold of the assassinators, Colonel. Colonel, on this matter, we've held a unanimous position throughout. No one else but the Taraba killed. And we've uncovered 2 already, but I know there's still more tucked in the background. 15 days ago, our barracks suffered an explosive attack with 3 simultaneous places. And according 15 soldiers lost their lives. The craters in the spilled blood of our own still lie where they were. 21 days ago, our resupply group were ambushed outside the distribution sector in outskirts north, with the whole detachment together with their goods disappeared without a trace. Do you feel there's any possibility they'd still be alive? This is only last month's events to boot. You know nothing of all these losses we've long since endured. These incidents you mention all sound very in line with the Spectre Force's M.O. In the past half year, Londinium has continuously received reports from more than 10 different counties, logged up with hundreds of homicide, looting, and property-damaging cases. After every offense, they swiftly conceal their tracks, all connected personnel who are seen caught in assassinations before they contact us. We've been able to obtain exceedingly little information so far. That's why the lead before us is so crucial. We still don't know Spectre's Force's goal in haunting Country Hillock, but I believe that they are our mutual enemy. I will say Horn has given me some good first impressions in the general sense. As I mentioned previously, my summon priorities are going to be Rock next. And I only really care about Rock, but I genuinely won't mind if I get Horn because, well, she's considered very good for a number of reasons. If we and the barracks can cooperate and uncover the Spectre Force here, it would be of great benefit to Country Hillock and Victoria as a whole. You still understand nothing at all? You retreat the atrocities before you as just another case for you to win a medal. But you're wrong, soldier. This is not some case, and no such true culprit exists. This is a war, and it's between us and them, a war going on for decades, possibly even centuries. You call them a Spectre Force, but do you know what that name signifies? Who is this enemy we've been confronting all this time? Well, it's a ghost, a phantom drifting over the city, an apparition that echoes in the heads of Tamaran morons. It is a life-in-spirit ghost. And that Spectre speaks different language to us, woefully distorts the history molded by our ancestors' hand, has delusions that by the body of our city it will one day return to life. I say, in great amount of the local populace are supporters of the Spectral Force. Great amount, supporters? No, you're mistaken, they are one single whole. Have you ever read the anthology of poetry? See, Miss Williams' poems have had fame in Londinium, too. This is the very compilation of barefaced lies about Victoria. In their depictions, they have their own language. They are this land's natural owners. Still, Victoria can tolerate the mindsets of authors who come from different cultural backgrounds. No one would assume a dreamer's fantasy is their truth, not unless that dream mentioned taking up a hatchet, not unless it was about wanting to cut our heads off. Yeah, Hamilton here is definitely giving me some flashbacks from the First Legion officer from Final Fantasy XIV's Endwalker here. He's pretty much let his ideals get to him to the point he basically sees anyone not directly part of them as an enemy. And, well, given how it ended for them, I'm not sure how well it's going to end for him here, not either. I still keep this book of that idiot's sleep talks that the blood-stains upon it always remind me. If one lives in Victoria land, yet refuses to give one's own name in Victorian, then one's no longer Victorian, but an enemy, and a menace to this country's safety. You executed the holder of this anthology simply because they... Reporting in. Speak. Commands lost contact with the 9th and 13th Defense Forces after they were attacked. 5th, 7th, and 10th each sent vanguards to the scene and did not find trace of the enemy. What of our own? They gave their lives. Do you hear that, Scamandros? Right as you were seeing fit to tell me sympathetic Russian and the enemy, we once again saw outstanding soldiers die at their hands. If it's gone through your head, kindly eject yourself from my office. I have genuine work waiting for me. Fine, very fine. I have my own work to do as well. If nothing else, this game's story has always been pretty good at establishing being that it's a lot more complex than simply one good, one evil. Dublin's shoutcasters are now invisible. Oh, that sounds incredibly frustrating. The downpour is here, the enemies everywhere, and the frustration slowly reaching breakpoint. Good news is we only have one base staff to protect, but unfortunately enemies are coming from two very wildly different positions. So I have to be very careful if I'm going to be to avoid being overwhelmed. And I think I might be able to do Rabbit Knights for this one, so let's give it another go. If I do end up going with Rabbit Knights, I'm probably going to Elite 2 Air Scarp or Savage first, because these two gain the most from it. Although Savage, being an AoE guard, probably benefits the most from it so that she can attack 3 enemies at once. I also need to mastery Amiya's skill 1 here. Possibly for her caster form as well, because that, as mentioned, this team is lacking in range damage. And the fact Amiya can be both is definitely a good boon for the Rabbit Knights team. Overturn forecast. The McMartin brothers chip, first floor. Still no reply. Chief McMartin. None. Haven't gotten a peep from Londinium yesterday or today. It's been 20 hours. At least, and I do admit, I think one of the reasons I wanted to do a themed team in general is it's a good way to get a lot of value out of units that normally you don't get use. Like, as I said, Airscarp's actually pretty decent, if not outright good. It's just that the guards are so stacked with good units, it's hard to let him shine, really. And, well, unfortunately, Savage is underwhelming no matter what, but a Centurion guard being able to hit 3 enemies at once is never bad. So I can definitely get some good use out of her that I never would have normally. Frankly, I'd bring Estelle over her if I had a chance, because Estelle has better skills in general and heals herself on kill. Savage has to suffer with charge on attack skills, which is very frustrating to have to deal with. It's been 20 hours. They have received my last telecoms by now. Could they have encrypted line be faulty? Hard to say, sir. Being honest, it's been nearly 10 years since I graduated, transferring to the Hillock. There's not much information you need to activate this comms line. 2 years back around that end, I reported to our group's boss, and he asked if I had anything to say other than whatever number kid was being born, and that if I hadn't, I could save even giving the routine supports. Oh, no wonder you opened this chip. Oh, no wonder you opened this chippy. Not a bad plan, right? Codename's not Chef for fun. I thought at the time, suppose some outsider wanted to sniff out our liaison point, they'd only suspect next door's bookshop. Aye, right. Besides, your chips are delicious, too. Oh, so he makes fries. I'm assuming they mean chips as in fries, since this is Victoria's totally not Britain. Ought to be, fill yourselves up. Hillock's potatoes are high quality. Locals all love my chips. If I didn't still remember my actual job as a lamplighter, I would have opened a branch. If I didn't still remember my actual job as a lamplighter, I've opened my branches ages ago. 5, 6 of them. I know. I thought I was dreaming of the time when I was trying again when you gave the secret knock at the door yesterday. It seems highly likely this line was abandoned years ago, or perhaps someone's received our info and doesn't want to reply. Oi, you mean there's someone intercepting our intel on purpose, leader? Not easy to say, yet. We'll send the next report as we would originally. Right, and besides Triangle's findings, add on the outcome of my dialogue with Colonel Hamilton. The Colonel's targeted measures against a portion of the residents are already extremely suspicious. In the worst case, I'd like for our team to be allowed more flexibility. That sounds like there's no point in convincing me to use the barracks messenger, is there? Leader, I don't want to say this, but we're low on numbers. That definitely isn't like you to say. Relax, though. Nobody wants to take that step. But the circumstances about the city are far more complicated than any of us foresaw. Chef, seeing as how you've been in Country Hillock for so long, how do you feel about the people living here? Nothing unusual to me. If you put a tower in front of me right now, I wouldn't fancy that much different from Victoria anywhere else. Tell the honest truth, if life's not bad, who'd want to make trouble all the live long day? Quite a few wear ideals on their sleeves, but only a minority ever take them to heart. Most just care about filling their stomachs, and if they're full, they can care about the purse, too. Right you are. I can barely imagine Damon Barrett caught up in the Spectre Force either. In my eyes, him and the locals are all normal people, scared stiff, begging for forgiveness the moment they're arrested, coming together when a loved one dies just so they can fall to pieces and weep. They're nothing like trained soldiers at all. What you're saying is exactly what I'm worried about. Hamilton might have been spouting much more than just alarmist talk. When ordinary people take up weapons, voluntary or not, the disaster we'll face will be the likes of which Victoria's not seen for a very long time. Yeah, it seems the population is being bothered by something, and they feel it And if it's a big enough deal they feel it necessary to fight back, well, I can see why Hamilton has decided to just handle a scorched earth Paris strategy for it, but at the same time, that means something had to be really big for the people to rise up against the soldiers, and that can't be something minor for them to do that. They don't do it just because they feel like it. Something had to drive them to that, to feel like they had no other choice. At least that's my take on the situation so far. Afternoon, Sorrows. Lucky me, I was just about to go find you at the newspaper. What's wrong? Are you crying? Janie, no, I'm alright, I'm perfectly fine. Well, looks like a silly... Hello, Infinity. Oh, is this your first time seeing my live2d model in action? I hope you like it. I've even got a handful of expressions here. Anger... This one can actually be many ones. And of course, cheerful. I'm trying to see if it works well for this kind of game, or if I should leave it off so that you can see the whole map. Because the nature of this game means I do have to see the whole map. And while it's fine on my end because I can see everything, I do wonder if it gets in the way of the actual people watching. So that's also why I'm experimenting a bit. Oh, oops, I forgot to read that. Oh, pull the other one. Your eyes are all puffy, and your face is pale as sheets. The sorrows I know would never be caught in the streets looking so ghastly. Something gave you a nasty shock, didn't it? Who bullied you? Was it the soldier from last time? I'll help you think of something. There has to be something. No, Janie, don't you fuss. He hasn't come bothering me again. I don't know how to put it. Come on, deep breaths. It's me right here. You're a very good friend. You're safe now, I promise. Janie, why are you one of them? Oh, what are you talking about? I don't understand. I don't want you to get hurt. You're the best friend I have, and you're a good person. And I'm good too, right? Ma, Da, cousin, are we all good people? Your cousin Barry. I'm so sorry I wasn't fast enough. It's not your fault, and I don't think it's mine. I just want to live a life peaceful. I don't see any more people I care about die. Cry it out, Sorrows. I'm here with you. Seeing a loved one pass on and still having to manage your work, it's too much pressure. Here, lean on my shoulder, you'll be much more comfortable. That's okay, thank you, Janie. I'm just much better seeing you. I understand what I have to do now. This is for you. Is this an address? I could give you a few names, but there's no need. I don't want to put you in even more danger. This address should be enough. You can hand to someone you think is reliable. Sergeant Major, another officer like Uncle Lewis. I know there's people asking about Damien. They want to be clear what it is we're plotting. Sarah, even you. I'm not sure you can believe me or not. I'm only one responsible for passing out info in some ways. A few notes stuck between book pages, one or two hidden signals in the Hillock Evening News' classified ads. Yeah, something big happened and it's causing people enough strife that they're rising up. This is... While I understand Hamilton's fear, fact of the matter is, something's causing them to do this. What has made their lives such hell that they're going up against the people in charge? I used to think this was for making them safer. I didn't twig what dreadful things were scheming, not until the dispatch I heard by the chief editor. Never mind that. I'm not going to justify myself, even repent. It's important is that you stop them as soon as you can. Alright, I will. Well, I'm sure of who I can give this to. She'll fairly treat you all, more than anyone else would. Sorry, else don't be scared. Everything will be alright. Alright, Janie, I trust you. Remember, it's 8 p.m. Hold on onto this dress tight. East side of the statue at District 10, third alleyway on the left. There's a bookshelf there with a flowery pot. Yellow Rose found it. 2 bagpipe. Do I just leave it under the flower pot and call it done? A loose brick might be there, exactly what they said this morning. This really is an unusual way of receiving letters. Friend from Lindinium, I hope you can be of help to Saros. To all of us. The secret hideout. Boss, someone left a new slip under the Yellow Rose. Bring it in. Oh, Yellow Rose, that for me. That was fast. The informer you mentioned before. Aye, she's a soldier of the barracks too, but I can assure your leader she is warm-hearted. She's good. I hope you've gotten an eye for people. Oh, no worries, my eyesight's always been brilliant. What's it say on the slip? 109 Dam Street, tonight 8 p.m., that is all. Dam Street, that's a boundary between Districts 10 and 11. Rings bells for me. It's Baron Bolton's estate. Looks like there's an important meeting. Bagpipe, we should go. This is where you were. That's right. Sipping hot tea, skimming the paper, doing some things before a woman my age. Phew, strong wind kicking up. Found what you're looking for? Taran, when do you want to find tomorrow? You'll go meet with yesterday. Oh, it could be Taran? I can't speak much at all. What you hear is what you get. What is, what to get. Just showing off what I've learned. Hard to believe. All was right. You're an incredible one. You get a nice rush the first time you impress somebody, but the diminishing returns in the second and third. Nobody at our office even knows how to speak Terran. Considering your backgrounds, that's reasonable. Oliver grew up in a middle-class household in North Londinium with family roots in Gaul. He lives upstairs in the office these days, taking some time off every year to go back to see his wife and children. Fred's more or less an apprentice from County Peninsula. He's got a bunch of brothers and one little sister. And the whole wide family gets along like a dream. Will's local. His clan moved decades ago from a fixed village nearby, and his Terran blood's probably from his paternal grandmother. You looked at all our data. Do I look like the type who does homework? Not my style. Then how do you know? A language. Name, pronunciation, wording, tone, even where you pause. Language tells a keen ear more than you could ever guess. I've heard about how sancta extraordinary are, but I never figured. Really, it's just a hobby of mine. Anyhow, language itself holds a special significance to some folks. Why else would the Tarans have cared so much about digging a sample of their own language out of a pile of old books? You're not wrong. Half a decade ago, barely any regularly spoke it. And you? You probably heard it in me. I'm not a Terran. My wife was. She only taught me a word or two while she was still alive. Yet nowadays, you see that gradually dying language all over the newspaper. Plus, I overheard someone outside the window teaching kids how to call each other in Taran. Until you mentioned it, I just never noticed. Language bonds people together tighter than most things. A language doesn't get diluted over time like bloodlines do. It doesn't get weighted on the scales of cost-benefit analysis like everything else. Looks like there's some out there who want to exploit those ties, bring back together a community that's loosening away, but with that, the gatherings that already were lose their suspicability. Victoria won't just step back and let this play out under its nose, and yet the harder you pull, the harder the backlash will snap. You all know why I came, don't you? Actually, I'm not sure. I just feel like you wouldn't need to bother an elite operator to go fetch data in person. Numbers on paper don't mean a thing against seeing with their own two eyes. Put it that way, I really am here fetching data. Could you just tell me one more time in the last 6 months how many businesses suspended collaboration with us? 7. That's 3 on top of last month's report. In modern Victoria, when any wind stirs the grass, it's a big merchant's wallets that feel it first. I need to head out, get a few more eyefuls of this place, make it before the city gets drowned under dirty rain. Alright, so yeah, Rhodzon figured out something's been up and has sent Outcast and the others to figure something out. Oi, later, you've had your eyebrows wrinkled ever since this morning. We don't have much time. The Spectre Force move is inconsistent with past incidents. Their execution was covert before rapid. Every time we thought to chase them, we'd find leads wiped clean. But now... Oh, like they finished knitting a jumper and tossed the yarn ends on the floor, barely any idea of how each end is linked to. And moreover, these leads all cut off at County Hillock. So it's not just you, I'm feeling trapped as all heck, too. The city's like a pressure cooker sealed shut. The residents, the barracks, everyone's twitchy, everyone's getting up in arms anywhere and every time. Everyone's waiting for when the first bolt strikes. But if it truly does strike, what will the city know? What will Victoria become? Leader, someone's tailing us. So they are. See that alley? Understood. I stop where you are. Hey, hold on. What's that little bro? Oh, you look kind of familiar too. Ow. I'm sorry, let go. I thought some baddie followed us. Ball. Oh, you dropped a ball. You came to pick it up. I'll scoot right home now. It's not too safe. Your mom and dad'll worry if you go running all over. Huh. So maybe he did that to test if they would beat him like the other soldiers or not. To know if he's like Jane. False alarm, leader. One child? No, that doesn't seem right. It wasn't just one person. The fact that it goes several streets without us noticing means they definitely have experienced tailing. You see, I'm out of the ordinary now when you hit up high. I've got to say, there was a street not far away with a particularly ring I caught a glimpse of. Sancta. Let me get a piece of cake. Let me get a piece of cake, this apple pie, and I'll have some of those cookies too. Yeah, Sancta loved their sweets. Tough call, Warfern's been telling me to lay off the sweets. Hey there, quick question. Which of these cakes is the sweetest? Oh. Like I don't know. Come on, you've been country like a while, haven't you? And if I had to guess, probably of 3 years of service. Who are you? Oh, calm down. I could tell the nice folks you're following sure could too. Your cover's blown away. Why don't you try some of this apple pie, Bob? Oh, good. It's good, I'm telling you. You weird mad Sancta. Where'd you come from and why are you trying to get in my way? Oh, me? I'm not. I'm just stopping on by. Team 12, target lost. Judging by the direction they disappeared, it's likely they're heading for Dam Street. Alright, I'll bring them straight away. We'll trek through one by one. I warn you, Sancta, if it's not yours to meddle, don't meddle. Warning me. If I had a nickel for every time I heard that, you know I ain't exactly used to walking around unarmed. That's right, Sancta usually always carry their, her gun, which is bound to them by more than just, it being special. I got no time to listen to you talk too big. Soldiers were moving. You can breathe now, shopkeep. The soldiers all gone. Mind bagging up the sweets for me? I got some folks back at the office who had to try them. After all, it's about time I call all my little friends back from their field work. Yeah, so... Oh, finally. Alright, Rabbit Knight's time.
All medicine has been prepared.
I need to have Air Scarp here first, so let's do that. Bit of a tricky mix, but I think I might be able to get a bit of everything if I put her here. Let's hope, anyways. Savage here. And I'll put Poppycar directly south of her. There we are. Dublin Phalanx inventory. Near each other, support one another, increasing defense. When a faction is active... Alright, so they increase defense here when they're balled up, so I need to be very wary of that. Alright, let's put her here. And...
Please hold on.
I'm not sure how actually helpful that's going to be, but I'd rather have it. And I need Amiya on the team. I need to deploy Amiya here, so...
Madame Chen's swordsmanship.
Alright, since she's deployed, all units are now going to get a stat boost. That should be helpful. All units now get a stat boost. Where? Airscarp user skill here.
Amiya here. With what do I answer your failure of justice?
Yeah, this is what Airscarp really shines in. He can attack everyone that was being blocked at a time, as you can see. So he can really help clear out a field if a lot of units are blocked near him. There we are.
Mission accomplished.
Excellent. Rabbit Knights comes through. Wildly ambitious Baron. Honorable lady, I'm most privileged to inform you the dinner party's ready. So slow, you aristocrats taking your sweet time with everything you do. You're a nightmare. It was my inadequate reception. Please permit that I express my most sincere apologies. You can save your breath. How many will be coming exactly? All of County Hillock's fine minds have received the invitation, including our most widely celebrated bard as of recent, C. Miss Williams. Bard? I'm bored dead already. What are the nobles and merchants you promised? Of course, they'll be coming as well. For example, the leader of the South Region's textiles industry, Sir Paulett, recipient of the... yeah. Oh, these people you mentioned, especially the last one, they're definitely coming? Yes, and a portion of them have already arrived. I hear a most honorable guest has turned up, and a few celebrity intellects from other cities have come flocking too. All for a single glimpse of you and your compatriots' presence. Oh yes, and as per request, I've drawn up a list of names for your perusal whenever... Bit too many words, but you've done good enough work. Alright, you can head off now. Deeply grateful for your generous praise. Yeah, he's really wordy. Why are you here? Weren't you done talking? And please allow me to ask one last question. Most honorable lady here, have we a sliver of chance she might alight our venue too? That is not yours to ask. Clear off. Well, that's a little, huh. Mandragora, what is you feeling all flustered? Less of that tongue-in-cheek giving me reflux. We all know you'd never really give a shit about anyone, Harmony. Then I'll have to put it another way. You've been blocking my light with your half-wit ambling. I'd like to finish reading this lovely novel, dear. Are all of you rich people like this? Hang instruments on the wall, buy a few books, act like you're filling the windows so nobody notices how you got nothing at all in your head. I'll take having a window to fill over having nothing inside or out. Anything inside now, wouldn't you say? You. Now. You're not happy to calm down for a while, I see. How about this? If which foot forward first bothers you so much in this ball you know nothing about, I can be your lead for the dance. What complete shit are you on about? I'm thinking of bigger things. With this many nobles and merchants, if we could get their support, forget about just occupying one scant little hillock, we could snatch the whole Londinium. Mandragora, time to hold still. At this point, can't you just let that grotty book of yours go? Do you even think for a second about anything important to the leader of me? I'm not saying anything about your oh-so-helpless gait. What I'm saying is, take your roller coaster babble and hold on to it still. All that absurdity you're exhausting your little brain with too. You're telling me to hold it now? As if I could, laying out sighing rolls, swallowing my six, just set this meeting up. How much of me do you think I've poured out in this plan? I couldn't wait since forever ago. I can't wait. For Dublin's fires the city through, rip this lie out from the titan underneath our feet. Oh. And you, huh? A shameless fake taking what you should, the glory of the leader. Is it real? It is really, really time for you to shut up now. At what point was your job to make decisions for the leader? The leader person's giving me some bad vibes. Yes, to me, we're still here. Oh, things have got a little interesting at long last. Seems we've no need to scrap in here about whether your little schemes of insolence are feasible or not. Is it news from that bastard? Someone sniffed out this location. I have a feeling it'll be more than your friendly little invitees coming to the meeting night. People from the army? More or less. Some of my acquaintances as well. Oh, goodness, I wish to... Put away your staff, you'll get your chance, but it won't be now. This time, we got other things to do. Leave it to her in here. We might be in for a good show before we know it. I'm starting to fantasize about how it would look if this horrible room broke down to slag. Or later, I don't imagine slipping it would be as easy as this. Here, I thought we'd have a way to infiltrate. Not out of the question. That said, go in the proper way, and it'll be more convenient to find a conversation partner. Oh, I guess my friend did the better because there's some real precious information. Can't be that many who know about this meeting. A lot of secret aristocrat parties are held this way. They usually think of invitation letters as passé. So long as you have a channel to tap for info, plus a token of proof of identity, you have what you need to pass the door. You never told me your family's all big, famous nobility. Doesn't make a difference. When I was in school, the noble students always stuck to their own. Of course, they studied together, but after school, they never did much with the rest of us if they could help it. Don't tell me you actually like all that pomp and formality. Ceremonial gowns you only wear once, the trending look changing every week, courtesy greetings ad nauseum. Don't even remind me. I actually went to that kind of thing once or twice with a good friend, just trying to remember which fork you used to eat first made my head want to explode on the spot. Perfect, not much of a fan either, even if I'm loath to admit it, just having this family name does come in handy once in a while. Leader, the people coming in here today, are they all supporters of the Spectre Force? I don't necessarily think so. Mr. Williams, I finally get to meet you. I heard you were coming and came bolting right over from County Peninsula just to ask if I could sign the anthology in my collection here. It's Bard Williams. Of course, fine lady, it'd be my honor. Seamus, my great dear Bard, here you were. I just finished reading your whole newly published Tales from History. Such a fascinating writing. It was the first I learned that stars have such a grand storied past. Thank you, but the works of fantasy adapted from an array of folk legends. The greatest value of my work is simply unearthing gems buried by sandstorms, all the better for more to see. You truly are too modest. Draco King Gale you penned, founding by himself the most radiant culture that was Tara. He stood grand and wise, so much that my dreams were flushed with emotion, and he's part of them all. Yes, too true, in my eyes. You're all like to the Lithuanians' grand musicians with the chance to make a change in the entire era. I must say you exaggerate. So long as you want it, all Victoria's publishers will be wide open to you, every one of them wanting to translate your works into ink of different languages. And when that happens, every country across the land will realize our Terran culture has its own unique charm, not to be stifled by the ever-same grumble of Victoria's machines. If only things could be so wonderful. If more and more international figures came to support us, our voice would be much more easily heard by the dukedom and parliament. Right you are. I'm a Victorian citizen, same as anyone else, but just because a great-great-grandfather of mine was King Gel's subject, suddenly I'm being asked to pay so much more inheritance tax. How preposterous. Even so, Mr. Evans, you still gave vigorous employ to plenty of enough of our fellows, providing a chance to gain their footing upon the City of Grace. No wonder you and your clan are the pride of us Terrans. Quite right, fellows. It's far from easy for them to find any respectable work. I hear they toil in factories for a week only to earn a little coin. Yes, Victorian workers from other backgrounds are able to earn twice as much in your factories. Ahem. Allow me to say something perhaps a little old-fashioned. It's far more simple to have our neighbor's strength acknowledge us, isn't it? Please think about it, everyone. Were it only in music and poems, how would Lithuania become Lithuania of today? Just as Lithuania has casters that intimidate, we Taurans must depend on practical power if we wish to gain recognition, such as the technological support of friends far away. And by pure luck, we happen to have the tiniest means by which I have just the means by which I receive sponsorship, and I would be overjoyed to have the opportunity to let the friends of the Baron in on it. Ah, you're absolutely spot on. Any subsidiaries of great importance, if I let it pass you by, then no matter how deft your tongue, you watch over the day dries up and lacks power to express. From that perspective, the same everyone is here. We are all yearning for a whole new era, so why not give a toast to this common dream of yours? Truly an evening to aspire. How strange, where did Mr. Williams get off to? Good evening, Mr. Williams. Greetings, ma'am. I hope I'm not bothering you. I hope I'm not bothering you. Are you writing? Just a small poem. It's in several days now. I still haven't finished it. I was thinking this meeting could give me some inspiration, but seems there's no forcing the moves. These settings always like to use up a person's energy too quickly. Do you also feel a little worn out? Caught red-handed. If it wasn't for Charles, the Baron, inviting me so ardently, I would have preferred to spend the night reading my own fireplace. Yeah, some people just get exhausted just being around large numbers of people. Even if you're not interacting directly, I can understand that for some people it just takes a lot out of you. Wouldn't we all? I bet every person willing to participate in this sort of thing's forced to for a living. I like that way of putting it. You're not a Tauren, ma'am, are you? You guessed correctly. I imagine a lupo is a rare sight among the residents here. I've been inadvertently judged background by race. Though you were deliberately choosing vocabulary we're more used to, your accent still exposed. Though you're deliberately choosing vocabulary we're more used to, your accent exposes you. It's an accent only a Victorian noble receiving a standard Londinium education would have. No wonder you're in a great bod, extremely sharp. The first step to writing is observation. I can even tell you and they have differing purposes for coming. You're suspecting me? Suspecting what? I'm only here to exchange ideas, and you're exchanging with me right now. No matter if I'm not Tauren. Precisely because you're not. A glass of malt liquor, thank you. Would you like anything to drink, ma'am? I'll be fine. Standing in the window breeze is plenty for me. Then we'll have to continue our merry chat. What were you just saying? Right, yes. Words and writing were born out of the purpose of exchange, including both the conversation past and future, and this talk between you and I here and now. You're the one allowing for me. If you used Tauren, I'd be as good as deaf. In this party, you'll be hard-pressed to hear anyone speaking Tauren. It just clicked for me, actually. All the works of yours are written in Victorian. Rhyming confines a poet's imagination. Characteristically, Victoria's poems, when you read them, are very unlike Lithuanians. I very much love reading poems written in Old Tauren. Reading the writings like touching upon, feeling another face of history, but I've no plans to pass myself off as anything. I grew up speaking Victorian, my thoughts are molded by the language, and if I started to write in Tauren instead, I'll be a clown dancing in shoes far too big for him. I hear there are many longing for the revival of Tauren culture. Of course, I'm one of them. Our city roams upon the land, the soil unchanging, yet at the same time, change is constantly happening. Perhaps the day will come when Tauren once again becomes building blocks of our children's minds, and I'd be willing to embrace such a transformation. And if those who wish this change to be a rapid, explosive, even recursive the natural trend? What's the use of an idea? You're planting a feather on the ground, imagining it growing into a foul beast. From the first poetry anthology you published, it's one of my particular favorites. That's my answer to the question of yours. In my own view, I can't, though I have no thought to alter the soil. I'm simply one trying to plant feathers. An idea fundamentally ought to be free, with no one who can interfere. Each feather grows as each person's heart, may be totally unalike, just as we all have different hopes for the future in this great swath of soil. I understand, Mr. Williams. Allow me to speak from the heart. It's truly pleasant to chat with you. Leader, something's not right. What is it? Cello's lot have gone over 40 minutes without sending anything. Weren't they meant to be dealing with the troops of the barracks? You told them they were to send a message every half hour. I actually set off. Cho was even griping me about how the mission was too boring. And on top of that, don't you feel it's a little too quiet all around? I've been keeping watch out the window. I ought to see people going around in and out of the plaza, but all of a sudden, it's like something happened and everyone's scarpered away. Don't tell me. The one tailing us before with the barracks. The ballroom doors were kicked open without warning. Dozens of soldiers armed to the teeth come in. Good heavens, it's happening. Russians are in force. You have the audacity to point weapons at me. Do you understand who we are? Who is it? Who let the secret out? Damn and blast, you need to get out of here quick. Hurry, go inform Madame Majogora. I'll just say we got trouble. What do you mean they're all gone? When this happened? You useless. All of you stay where you are. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, no mistake, you've been utterly captured. It'd be a waste to leave all the good stuff here. The dead guys don't need them, right? Ooh, a hard operation. This implies to me there may be a boss or something here. Oh, that's right. Now that I completed 9-4, I can now officially craft the, pink, refined the solvents and some aesthetic solvents. And once I complete this 9-6 here, I'll be able to synthesize compound cutting fluid and the cutting fluid solution. I don't have too many operators that need them, but I definitely want to get these ready. Actually, while we're here, let me just grab out the daily missions here before I forget. Oh yeah, there's a new update to the IS. Let me just take a quick look what it is here. Monthly squad. Darnar, Kyobi, and Sesa. Not bad. Oh, they added a new deep investigation, but I can't do it because, yeah, I need to win at least once to unlock it. Unfortunate. But good to know. I'm not very good at roguish type games like this, so even in this game, it's not any good. I was wondering if maybe I should chill off, but nah, not gonna work out that well. Oh yeah, I need to finish off Annihilation later. I'll worry about it later day, however. For now, I want to get this done because the sooner I can start making these materials at my leisure, the better. I don't know quite how long this chapter is, but I figure any progress is good, especially since with Chapter 10 coming, we'll have a bit of free time where I can complete it and Chapter 7 if I need to. Or if I'm lucky, I can complete most of it tonight, although, given how long Chapter 8 is, I imagine 9 and 10 aren't going to be all that short either. So I doubt I'm even going to get halfway through. But for the moment. Alright, we're going to practice Rabbit Knights, and if it is too much, I'll use my real team for this. Colonel. We meet again, Skamandros. You don't seem one bit surprised. Surprised? No, from when I first met you, I have not been one bit surprised. You're bound to mingle in this rabble simply because of that cheap sympathy you learned from your noble etiquette classes. You shadowed us. I'd rather term this rational management. Regardless of anything, I must thank you. If it weren't for you leading the way, I wouldn't have found such a sublime opportunity to meet all of these rotting vermin in one fell swoop. You hide fairly deep most of the time, don't you? I confess I'm quite curious. What made you so audacious as to gather up? Could it be that from the outcomes of your last few pathetic, negligible sneak attacks, you mistakenly believe country elect to already be under control? Colonel, so I believe there may be some misunderstanding here. That's wrong, Baron Bolton. There's no misunderstanding between us whatsoever. I'm pristinely clear about your confidential lowly dealings. It's only some good friends of mine and family gathered today that I can guarantee the very name. Oh, shut up kindly, good sir. The honor you've inherited from your ancestry purchases nothing in your eyes. You have some nerve saying that. The one dishonoring your so-called reputation isn't me by far. Who are they, reveling in such position that the wealth Victoria awards them, then turning to secretly collude with the lowliest rebels amongst them all? That's now slander. I'm starting to be sick of this blather. You rabble should behave as the rabble outside, weeping in the light of blaze while you confess your own wrongdoings. Just as he said, from outside the window came wails and cries, the glass reflecting speckled points of fire. Leader, look outside, they're not just here, they've got turns from the whole block surrounded too. He's not exaggerating. He's cowering ordinary residents with military force. I've been around the street before, a huge portion of them are elderly and children. With the methods this radical, it seems some other information he has a hold on. He very likely has some hidden intel about the Spectre force from us. Nothing from Triangle? No comms at all since the afternoon. Flip, could something have happened to him? There's no point in worrying. What's more pressing right now is we should hold the troops back as much as we can. We can't stay trapped in here, at the least. You, the Vorvere. You are not to think about breaking through that wall before my questioning bears fruit. No one is allowed to leave this room. Ah, he spotted me. Darn, there's no question her lance would be able to pierce through that entire wall. I mean, you saw how much it crushes through everything in gameplay. Come out, I see you. No movement, I want you to kneel here and behave. Ah. Is there anyone else in your home? Speak up. No. You're not hiding anyone, I'll see for myself. Listen, as long as I see you move a muscle, no matter what you're trying out, I'll immediately shoot you through. What are you doing? Who are you? Coming from nowhere and running in front of a crossbow. Watch your own head. Wait, hold on, I recognize you. The Guard of Honor from Adam's group, aren't you? I saw you at the New Year. Your group didn't get any order to move. What are you doing here? I'm afraid I have another assignment I'm on right now. Fine, each their own. Don't start getting in my way, though. That last call bagpipe told me I could step forth to change. Can I, though? I have to try. Did they do something wrong to be treated this rough? You're asking me? Why don't you go ask them? What are you crying for? Wasn't you lot harboring thugs, giving them food and drink, feeding information? Do you have evidence? Evidence? You want evidence? Did the wounds on the 9th and 13th count? Each of their bodies still warm? Some died by eerie Originium arts, some died by the makes of crossbows and sabers, identical to the ones we carry, and some had traces on their necks left behind by farming tools. Our heads cut off with threshers like wheat, bodies crushed thin and flat by tractors. Have you ever pictured that, the devastation? That's right, you should want to puke. I saw with my own eyes, I recognized who that head used to belong to, and for an entire afternoon I couldn't stop. Why would they treat their own like this? It's too cruel. Damn right you are. Behaving never suited them. Now I understand that serves them right, do you? What are you still blanking for? So these are bad people because they're Terrans. I don't think so. She's crying. Her husband only just passed away from myopathy, and her child's only pushing 10. Is someone bereft like this really going to be a murder? Have I not gotten through to you? They're all one kind, don't you understand? Even this woman or child haven't done anything. They're together in this. If it wasn't Tyrann in front of you, but some other Victorian citizen, would you still insist on treating them as thugs? I'm just saying, if from the very beginning there were never those discriminatory laws, the Terrans could have earned as much as anyone else, gotten the same chance of healthcare, wouldn't none of this conflict have ever happened. Alright, Guard of Honor, you love asking questions, so keep asking. There won't be an answer. Nobody's got a way of answering you. I'm essentially done searching this house anyway, so it's on the next one. Hey, I said I was going, not that you could stand up. Craig. Don't take me. Craig can't be without me. Shut up with all the sobbing. Well, about your child, just so I can go soft on you? Just let her go. You, fine. You know, I can afford to ignore this woman, but just to warn you, you might be protecting them now with all your kind heart. But be careful they don't blow you sky high without blinking the moment your head's turned. Yeah, trying to insist they're in on it whether they want to or not is very clearly a wide-scale thing. Now I can't help but wonder, was the Colonel... For all I know, the Colonel could even be playing both sides of this, now that I think about it. Yeah, a big thing about Chapter 8 was that Ursus wanted to frame the infected for the whole little thing between them so they could easily go to war with Lungmen. Maybe this is a smaller scale version of it. No matter how... Please, just go. Spitz, don't say I didn't warn you. Phew, you've not been harmed, correct? It's lucky, after me and Sarios talked, I couldn't shake this nervous feeling and I had to come back and take a look. So, it really can be a bit of... really can be a bit of use to stand up for people. Come now, I'll help you back inside. For tonight, no. Tomorrow as well, we don't go out, please. Don't go out, please. The ruffians outside, at any rate, the hillock won't be as safe for the next few days. Right, and where's your boy, Craig? He's not home? Craig, has he been taken by the soldiers? I don't know. I need to find him. Yeah, if they're even including women and children on it, that means they're absolutely trying to be discriminatory here. Hill. Colonel, we just upran into this one in the corridor. Right as he was attempting to dive out the window. I'm sorry. Let me guess. The boy's some follower of yours pronouncing some words, some other part? I want a lawyer. I know the mayor and quite a few members. Let me go. You have no authority to keep us like this. It seems my guess was dead on. Every one of you has some involvement. You may speak. All I need to know is where your co-conspirators are hiding. How about this? I'll count to 3. Don't kill me. My goodness. Why must you have me see such cruelty? Oh, you can't be doing this. Really? Come on, just tell your subordinate. Do I have the right to be doing this? Leader. Provisional administrative law. In the event we are unable to receive direct orders, Colonel Hamilton is the highest acting commander in the country hillocks, and does possess the authority to impose martial law on the whole city if he desires. I know, but if he is going to do this, he's essentially declaring a formal war on the hidden army. I feel that one thing they said is right. We're already situated within the war. But we barely know more than anything about that army. We're stark open. They're still in the shadows. No matter what, I just don't feel now is a good time to be open and fire first. Timing. They never picked any timing when they launched attacks on us unilaterally. Colonel, if you won't take any suggestion from our team, I still must express clear opposition to the course of action you're about to adopt. Very thankful for your one scrap of self-awareness shown. In honesty, I'm not fond of doing this either. As long as they'd left me another choice, I'd never be willing to break Empire's laws. Yet we're out of time. The hidden enemy is closing in on each step. Isn't this as you said too? You two came to drag the ghosts out to the sunlight. If we don't seize this opportunity, force all the remaining conspirators out, we may have lost the country hillock before tomorrow. Colonel, I believe the more critical the juncture, the more each step we choose will lead to divergent results. I'm sure there are many innocents among those present first. You can't take them away first, and... No, I have no time to squander on pointless interrogation. Right now, on this very spot, these rebelsome dregs will make it clear where in the world our members are hidden. He'll do it. We've tarred on for long enough. Colonel? Who in the hell's bells are you? Please arrest me. I'm Baron Bolton's guest. I know much more than any of these poor young people, rendered near unconscious. Seamus, what are you doing stepping up? Seamus Williams, the Bard. I am, Colonel. Very good. I had been meaning to look for you so as to keep you from continuing to incite the imbeciles with their blather. Williams. You need not fear, ma'am. I ought to thank the colonel just for a moment ago. I worked out how my poem should conclude. Seize him. A ball? Where have I seen this? He'll order those posts outside to find the rebel who broke the window. No, this isn't right. There's a sound coming from the ball. What? Get down! Get down! What was that? Where'd you show up from? Ah! It's you lot, going from the colonel, double time. Fourth is run to the thugs, an alley by the square. Looks like things are heating up. This group has been annihilated. Leader, the nearby Terran blocks have been occupied by ours. You lot are... The leader. It's you, you're the one we've been waiting for. You actually gave your hand to me. There'll be no one else to oppress you ever again, and you'll never need anyone's arm to lean on again. From this moment on, you can walk freely by your own power. Thank you, oh thank you, everything I did was right. There'll be a day for us Terrans, we can live in our own city, we can walk with our heads held high, never be given unjust treatment. Yes, precisely for that day we have come. Leader, you have to see, it's a fire we lit in your service. The ballroom. According to the report Madame Medjugorje gave, the barracks top brass are all in there. However, an explosion of this scale would only give the barracks arrogance pause. Unfortunately, it could never wipe them out. Apart from the barracks, who else is there? Some locals who will us well. They learned of somewhere inside matters and the head's thoughts are, for the overall picture, we can't leave anyone alive to tell tales. They also said if you won't make the move, they will themselves. In the end, my fire is quicker. Tell them I know what should be done. I'll take the ballroom. Yes, leader, your fire will break free these shackles have chained us for centuries.
Operation commencing. Let's go.
Yeah, get Airscarp out here first. Buy us some time here, will ya? This should get a good amount of both. Might be good to retreat her. Yeah, Ansel here.
Please hold on.
Yeah, perfect. I just need to buy time for some more operators out here. Alright, Popukara can go up here. Let's get Amiya here then,
Madame
just to
Ten's
take this guy out then.
swordsmanship flows within this weapon.
Savage up here.
This sword, your thoughts, your arts, I can cut them.
Maybe I should put her a little further up then. Alright, air scarp skill is going to be needed in just a moment, so let's get ready.
This sword do not make me angry.
Alright, as long as I take out these, it should be a little easier. Yeah, there's too many enemies here. Air scarp skill isn't ready yet. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use my real team for this one. Well, that is fine. Shouldn't be too hard, I think. The main team here. I actually can use Ak in this one, so let's do precisely that.
Anyone we've left behind?
Thorns here. There we are.
No need for mercy on the enemy,
There we are.
correct?
Oh dang, that's actually doing some really good damage to him. And yeah, Cruz can take on those guys there. I guess I could put Neon here in case I need it. Oopsie. Well, that's fine. There we are. I can probably get Cruz down here to with Ak, and with the 2 debuffs, should be able to clear these enemies out really easy.
Let's assist up.
Kira, use your skill here, please. We need to take these guys out. Yeah, the increased resistance is making them a little annoying to wear down. Siege no hammer, indeed. Yeah, since I had to drag the good guards like Silver Ash and Thorns kicking and screaming from the cert shop, I had to rely a lot on my vanguards, so ones like Siege and Saga I really have a large appreciation for. There we are. Cruz has been buffed, and that means she can now deal significantly higher damage. And Thorns is ready.
Dear me.
Use your skill, please. Excellent. Kira's freeze is always fun. I can retreat Cruz and bring Bagpipe. As soon as Bagpipe's skill 3 is ready, she should cleave through these guys pretty easily.
Dear me.
I can bring back
I'm
Kira.
not done readying yet.
There we are. Look at how much damage that's doing. Easy. Easy when using the standard team, that's for sure. And I can auto-deploy if I ever need more of the blue stuff. Not bad. Unlock synthesis recipe. Excellent. A combat drill. Learn how to make use of the city's pillar constructions that have been wrecked against the flames of war in order to better strike against the enemy. Tattered pillar can be knocked down onto neighboring operators, dealing true damage to the 2 tiles it falls on, forming rubble that blocks routes. Demolition device directly knocks down a tattered pillar. Oh, interesting. Today we'll be learning how to use battlefield ruins in combat. Focus, observe the terrain and enemy positions. Yes, instructor. These enemies they're very close to the protection objective. What should we do? Under these circumstances, we must somehow attempt to block passage to the objective. Do you see those pillars? Knock them down. I'll try. And it deals true damage, which means it ignores defense, resistance, and dodge. The tattered pillar's structural stability has broken its threshold, entering a damaged state. After a single strike, it'll now be knocked over. Do you see that? Once the operator gives the tattered pillar the final attack, it'll fall in the opposite direction for not only cause great damage, but also block the way. Ah, neat. What about this one? I'm assuming it won't let me just block enemies from going to the blue box at all. Instructor, more enemies showing up. I can't deal with them on my own. No need to panic. Take note. Further. When the demolition device is deployed next to a tattered pillar, the blast wave will collapse the pillar in the demolition device's deployment direction automatically. Alright, so it doesn't leave anything behind that time. It only does if there's other ways to the blue box. Good to know. Now, go put the knowledge you've learned from this drill into practice. Remember, deploy operators to attack the pillars from neighboring positions. Use demolition device. Be flexible and choose the most appropriate way, based on the combat situation. Well, I'm gonna help too. Another wave of enemies here. It's up to you.
Mission accomplished.
Ah, that looks like a fun mechanic, actually. Yay! Flawless victory! And here we go, the first one where tattered pillars exist. The ghosts have shown formation amidst the blazes light, but the thief still hangs out behind the scenes. Unfortunately, Rabbit Knights won't be able to do this one, I don't think. Actually, I'll give it a try first with them.
Operation commencing. Let's go.
Injections ready. Prepare for battle.
Took him out.
Please hold on.
Alright, this should help out simply by deploying on me. Everyone in the party gets more damage and defense. Not sure what... I genuinely don't know what Rope's gonna be able to do here, but I figure it's worth a try, right?
And you're here. With what do I answer your failure of justice?
Oops, that's not gonna help any. Mission fail. Fission mailed. Yeah, this might be a bit much for the rabbits. I should probably E2 Gravel at some point, just because I use her so often as a nice distraction.
Anyone we've left behind? Let me quell the enemy.
Excellent. I could probably Gummy here as the defender. Let's take down some of these here then. Wouldn't hurt to get Neon back here. Let's put
Don't
Kira
you
down here.
fret. No matter the environment, I can see them just fine.
Who does he shoot with that? Thorns? Please tell me it's thorns. Nope. Well, no matter. Thorns can handle it. I can put Cruz over here to deal some damage to these guys, although without healing. Well, passive healing might make it last a little longer. Might as well weaken these guys best to my ability. Thorns, use your full power. Might be good to have... Yeah, let's get Siege back here just in case.
Don't you fret.
And put Kira there
No
just
matter
to...
the environment, I can see them just fine.
Let's add a block to everyone just to make sure this doesn't go wrong. Yeah, the added block really helped out.
Mission accomplished.
There we go. Leader, are you alright? I'm okay, but you're lucky you didn't jump out on it this time. Well, you react faster than me. At least everyone in this bit of hall's basically fine thanks to her shield. I couldn't protect everyone. Smoke's everywhere to go. Looks to me like the colonel only took light harm and they're retreating out another door. The bard. Oh, we stood too close. What a pity. It's not everyone who could step forth for others a blade point. He was a poet, be the courage to match an excellent soldier. I wish so badly he could have died with meaning. While the enemy's still outside, let's evacuate survivors. Bagpipe? Bagpipe. She stares blankly out the window. In that single moment, it is as if the sound of battle vanishes. A tremendous energy bursts forth from the depth of the night. Without a flicker of a flare, the statue of the city hall, all living beings are instantly, silently snapped to ash. Immediately after, an army steps forth from the night in ashes without a sound. Oh my, that's quite an introduction. I've never even seen fire like this before. That caster, who is she? Bagpipe, move away, quickly! You're too close to the window. Given the energy just now, the next attack could blow straight through the walling. Yes, leader, I'm just... Help me, hurry, please, my leg. Focus on rescue. Pull back for now. Who was it? Are there still any Victorian soldiers alive? It's the enemy all over the place. By the speed of this march, the Spectre force infiltrated the city long ago. District 11 to 17 have been occupied far too quickly. It can't be. Is this the reason Colonel wanted to search those blocks? We need to withdraw from the south of District 10. The troops in Spectre force are doing battle right now. Don't go off to battle. Take me back somewhere I can hide safely. I can't let the heads find I'm still alive. Take you back? What's all this going on tonight? I ought to be taken straight to prison. Lighter, I'll pay you. I can give to a city block as long as you... Leader, can I use my own ways to shut him up? We'll ask a few things while he's still awake. Who was heading the casters? That's the leader. Spectre Force's leader? Who is she? I don't know. Aren't you compatriots? You had the absolute gall to bring people into your house while knowing nothing? She's the Duke's guest. Duke, which one? I can't... He died. The Spectre Force did that? Don't they band together? Why are the Spectre Force targeting their own? Let's get out of here first. You, hold still. Who are you? What are you doing here? I was just delivering medicine. You started fighting before I knew it. Delivering medicine? Who's it for? The Victorian soldiers? Rhodes Island medicine is for infected use. We don't pay mind to the patient's identities. Your movements are suspect. Ah. It's alright now, Will. The outcast, you came just in time. Hey, you got the comms this afternoon, didn't you? Rhodes Island's calling an emergency stop to all daily business in County Hillock. I got it, yeah, but you want to finish delivering the rest. You're a good kid. Pass me the meds and I'll deliver what's left. What in terror is going on outside? There's fighting everywhere in less than a blink. Several hundred years of accumulated treatment put to use, all turned to a fire ready to destroy all. And let me tell you, it's only getting started. Hurry on back. Now that I'm here, my highest priority is making sure we don't lose a single Rhodes Islander. Right, lass. Just caught sight of Miss Jane in District 17. She comes to the office so often, we all half treat her as a Rhodes Island operator. She's a Victorian soldier, just with all what those writers think. They don't just let her go. Got it. I'll amend my previous statement. We're all losing half a Rhodes Islander. Leader, I've evacuated everyone I could. Good, do you have any injuries? No, and it's been a little bit assured in a way. All coming to blows all night. Aside from the headcaster and a couple strong folk, the rest of the soldiers are still normal people. They got in training, but their discipline's not much to speak of. With equal numbers and open competition, they wouldn't be any match for our team. You're giving it preconditions. Besides, our main opponent is the barracks. Ah, you're right, leader. If they're going to fight them, the barracks won't be in the front foot. Any more discoveries? The weapons are on with their all first grade. Just now when I went rescuing a few of the locals, someone tried to sneak up on me in the corner. After knocking him out, I brought what he's holding back. A Victorian-issue standard military crossbow. It's small from 2 years ago, but it's been modified. Look at all these two coils to guide the railing beneath. A shield protecting rounds accelerator. I'm not too smart with crossbows, but I've never seen this at army or at school. Is this our tech? Doesn't seem like it. Bagpipe. Have I overlooked something maybe? We came to investigate the theft of the Originium products, right? Oh yes, the Spectre Force went to fend against our regular army without a doubt, so they need a lot of weapons for sure. But the crossbow in our hands reveals a lot of information. Firstly, the enemy's been secretly plotting for longer than we thought. Secondly, beyond the goods they've stolen from our possession, there are other powers that have been funding their operations in the long term. In other words, in this instance here, they had no plans to take up new equipment to rush to arms. Right, so in that case, where did the weapons we lost recently go? So you've realized where the problem is. The Spectre Force finally show themselves, but the Originium products that disappeared in Country Hillock are still missing. I hope Triangle's found some new leads. Here, leader. Is your group doing alright? Snare's been lightly injured, the others can still operate. It's just everyone's tired and hungry. Our situation's not that nice. We were involved in combat yesterday, too. Yeah, since nightfall, large numbers of enemies suddenly poured out. It's like they were just lying in wait in greenhouses and irrigation system all this time. That seems to be exactly where they hid themselves. For troops not familiar with the agricultural plates, it'd be extremely difficult to win that game of hide and seek. We fought face to face with a small wave of them. There are far too many enemies in my view, and we hid away on my lead all the way until dawnbreak. You've done very well. Can you return to the city? That'll be a little tricky. Half of them have gone into the city, and the other half are still around everywhere. Leader, our group agrees. We should continue with the initial task. We've discovered a transport vehicle. Your guess is right. Someone really did use an agricultural transport route to convey these products somewhere. Not that much each time. Each day, most likely. These ones today likely are the last of them. These ones today, where are you? We're hidden aboard the transport vehicle right now. I can't risk talking too much. They might hear. Next time I make contact, you'll know who the thief was. This is too dangerous. You and Bagpipe, you be careful too. Triangle out. Bagpipe, inform Cello ASAP. We're returning to the barracks now. District 3 through 9 have fallen. City Hall, newspaper, Good Mary's Hospital, cemetery sent an enemy attack. Baron Palant's wife sent an urgent cable. She's lost contact with her husband. She's requesting barracks and help. Colonel, I have something to say. Let her in. I hope you aren't here to give me nonsense, Commandros. As you can see, our enemies is savage. There's no time to contest with you again. Colonel, the enemy's hiding in the agricultural plates. What? That's where they're concealed. On top of that, they're not all in the city. They even have more hands. I knew it. I suggest you send someone fast to evacuate the citizens, carry out the emergency decoupling of the central city in those plates, to avoid letting them even more... I don't need you instructing me what to do. Colonel, it may not be in our power to prevail if we solely depend on stationed troops and my platoon to cope with the enemy forces infiltrating the city. We have to ensure the enemy gets no further reinforcement. You can go. Colonel? It's my business how Country Hillock is preserved. In the principal duty of upholding the Victorian Empire, we should be united. Hill, show her out. Did you hear that, Hill? The AG plates, ha. They're hiding there. I deduce as much. Who else would open the door to the ghosts? Yes, Colonel, the Terrans are assisting them. How are the military battalion's preparations? According to the plan, the final batch of material will arrive around noon. Good, have them speed up the remodeling. Every time I even think of those disgusting things bounding around my city, it has me eager to finish this. Oh yeah, Scaramouche and her subordinate, the wolf from Londinium, still biting fast and won't let go. You've heard, haven't you? They have a helping hand outside. Give the command. Regardless of means, we cannot let anyone stand in the way of our plans. Yes, Colonel. As to Amandros, before we're done, she cannot be left to act freely. I understand. I have realized something, thanks to her talking to. Why were our movements last night at Bolton's already known to the enemy? Scamandros? No, it couldn't be. Though she shares that weakness and naivety inherent to nobility, she is highly secured loyalty to the Empire. It seems rabble is ultimately rabble. The base nature will always stiff to bend. With these last few hours, one more thing must be done. It's long overdue. Challenge mode of hide and seek. What's the challenge here? 8 tiles are no longer available for deployment. That's actually a pretty big deal. Because I'm going to guess they're the ones right in front of the, what's it called? Right in front of the blue boxes, and if that's the case, I'd really have to manage it carefully. But for now, we have a... Operation 9-8 is just pure cutscene. The great flame may have burned this land to its end, but I see someone's soul on the other side of the scales. Well, yeah, I think it goes without saying, our buddy Hamilton there is going to be turning against us pretty quick. Technically, Rhodes Island is a fringe faction on this whole conflict, but I've no doubt he intends to get rid of Bagpipe and Horn. And we can't allow that, because we need Horn to be summonable. And this game is actually quite dedicated to not having people who are already dead be summonable. Leader, we found them. Good, bring them forth. What are you doing? Let go of me. It was you who tipped off the Victorian army? How would you know? Wait a minute. You're the chief editor I was talking about. You're gonna bring out war, lead us to throw off oppressors like they said. No, you'll bring death, our homeland to ruins like you're doing now. The source of everything was you. What I will bring is only victory, and you have deeply harmed our people's trust in you. Because of your duplicity, many honest men have fallen to enemy prisons, and because of your betrayal, countless fighters lost their chance to ever see the glimpse of victory. You must pay the price for your actions. Did they really die because of what I did? Last night, all those gathering, a huge amount of them sincerely wanted to welcome you. They believed you would bring us good change, and now they've been blown apart, scorched to earth. Is it really me who lit this fire? Shut your mouth, traitor. Feeble, weak defector, how can you understand a martyr's resolve rather than fall into the enemy hands, suffer humiliation and torment? They would welcome the leader's fire with heads held high. For the welfare of the Tarns, they had no choice but to sacrifice themselves in the flame war. Sentence her leader, give her death. The death? Of course, don't you see? Only the deaths of the traitors calm the rage of the warriors. Besides, look at locals. They want to come closer, but don't dare. They fear us, they fear you. This is a chance to make them submit. Once you put this traitor to death, they'll learn. Nobody betrays Dublin and lives. Betrayal, Sarios Kelly, have you ever pondered the consequence of betrayal? But I've no regrets. You've had me dead for wanting to serve my family and save my family and friends, and that proves that I did the right thing. If no one else stops you, more blood will stain your hands. You're courageous. I didn't mishear, did I? You praised a traitor of courage. She is one of our fellows as well. She wasn't any longer, ever since they chose to stand our way. What's the point of prattling on? If I was about her, I wouldn't be asking so much. Words from the condemned have no effect on you. Should have no effect on you. What if it were my sister? They're all asking it. And yet, I don't like thinking like this. I never liked it. Now do it now. You've got all these eyes on you. The longer you delay, the weaker we look. Who wants to follow a weak leader? How could people follow a weak army? She didn't give me much choice. This child wasn't the first of our fellows I've killed. How young was I then? She had me burn the Victorian merchant and wouldn't sell spread. I forgot how I did it. I'd shut my eyes and lifted the knife, yet stabbed into only a pile of ashes. And after that, more and more, just like this child, the braver, faster they burn. Cyrus Kelly, in the name of Leader Doom, then I sentence you to death then. I'll carry out execution personally. Seems I'll die after all, Leader. Probably no one could stop you. Probably my whole family will die too, but can you tell me, will we win? Reach the day when Terrans live a better life? We will. Very well. As that moment, I'm willing to believe. Do you have anything else to say? I saw fire at the tip of your lance. Will it hurt badly? No, don't tell me. After all, I can't bear to hear. Ask if you tell my mom if they still live after everything's over. I've hidden from them some money in the third drawer. I've wanted buy my mom a bouquet of flowers for her birthday next month. Tell them I'm sorry. I promise you. Maybe next spring the burned soil will sprout. I've said these words countless times for Dublin. Every time I do, my chest stirs in burning pain, as if the spear wasn't in my hands but stabbed my body. Again and again, life burns as if they are fuel. I'm no exception. Ha, she's dead. That's decent enough. Give the order, make everyone else know the traitor's been executed. The next one wants to go informing. They'll be waiting to crumble to charcoal like her. Yes, sir. As for you, what's wrong with you today? Dragging your heels, the soldiers saw. Everyone thought the leader would be soft on traitors. Hey, you can't really be turning soft, can you? It's only one girl. You and your fire burned most of the street on a snap yesterday. Here, I thought you finally seen the part, leader. Do I seem the part? I've seen the part. I haven't been able to tell what I seem for a long time. Ever since I was little, I've only seen her appearance, her speech, her fire. She had me become this way too. I couldn't do it. I was bound to become hide under her fire's light. She's a million miles off again. Every time I see her looking like that, I want to get up in her face and scream. Jealous now? Don't give me that shit. I just can't stomach seeing the face she puts on. Must be nothing but drain water, soap bubbles in that head. Why'd the leader put her in this position? If it weren't for the face she was born with, she'd be a waste of space. Can't even execute a traitor properly. So you did it for her. She hasn't had the capacity to tell herself, but I saw it quite obvious before her fire caught an unseeable rock already bore through the girl's chest. I just couldn't hold on. All because of the shameless traitor. I broke my back gathering all those rich and powerful supporters, and you know what? Dead. To dust, farewell. Oh, to think you have a lick of pitying type in you. Ha, even a bunch of meat beasts would show some use before they died, right? Well done now, you, well done. Turn to coke with a bump. Good enough, perhaps, that they died so simply. Don't forget, that greedy little plan of yours nearly buried us all deep under. I did it for the leader, and Dublin. You can't tell me you don't think she's unsuited. Even if she didn't bring all the people, I could have handled Country Helic fine. No, better. I could have done even better. If the leader could just trust me some more. Unsuited? Well, I won't say you're not right. People, well, they're best off understanding, after all. Not to yearn a day in, day out about clamoring up when they don't belong, else, you know, they miss one tiny thing, trip and fall all the la-di-da way down. Bang! Flesh and bones everywhere. Are you getting on my case? How could I be? Let's go. You're pissing yourself off staring at her. We have to discuss the next step. The bandit, immolator, accountant, toxicologist, convict, and electionist. We sent notice out yesterday, so gauging at the time, they should have all arrived. The city hall is ours now. We've got quite a few VIPs and nobility under control too, but it's not enough. We have to have Country Hillock totally occupied before the leader gets here. Ha! Keep biting, you'll clean off your nail before you know it. Much bloody appreciated. When it happens, don't come begging me in tears to paint you a new design. When have I ever cried in front of you? Just don't like letting credit go to others. Alright. You think I don't know you? You're one of the first to start following the leader. You ought to set your sights a bit farther some. But one single hillock, and the way you're in this frenzy state, you don't even think it's embarrassing. You mean, once things are done, the leader needs someone to run a trip to Londinium in her stead. Say that sooner. Quick, let's get going. I need Country Hillock 1 within half a day. Each one of them has their own greed inside, wildly and wondrously formed, and not even the fiercest fire could burn them all through. So what about mine? I only want to hide. Yet does a shadow have the right to flee? Leader. Madam Homoloni's inviting you to hold the meeting. Do I have to? Madam did say if you didn't really want to go, they can respect your wishes. Respect? How kind of her. Soldier, go and tell them, carry all out according to plan. They know their duty. They don't mean me pushing them. As for me, I need to think in peace. Order your people to keep proper watch and let nobody disturb me. Yes, leader. I need a little time. What is this? In the ruins of the village, I found a piece of paper. It was fragile. All four corners charred. As I picked up, half fell to ash. Only words left upon it. Why should I lose heart? A great flame may have burned the whole land to its end. But I see someone's soul on the other side of the scales. It was a poem, a verse missing in the beginning. These words seem freshly written, ink not naturally set, before fire scorched it dry. Yes, my fire, my soul. There's evil taking place and innocent die for an ideal. Strange those statues appear in the battlefield silently above the ruins. I'm gonna be honest here, I'm gonna get really hungry, so I'm gonna start getting some food. I'll be back later tonight with the next stream. Probably some more soul hackers too. But we've made good progress. I've unlocked a lot more stuff. I need to do some more challenge modes. But I can do that all later. Alright, well, until next time, thank you for watching, hope you had a good time, and I'll see you later.